So that is 14 injuries before we even go into camp. And who knows, there might be more. It's not looking good, guys. But let's not be a Debbie Downer here. Fonseca needs to go. So for anybody asking or wondering what this is about, I'm sure you all know, Milan played Fiorentina today. Pulisic was designated as the penalty taker by Pioli back in February. Now, you could make the argument, well, that doesn't mean he's the penalty taker under Fonseca. However, Tammy Abraham, who only got there this season just 2 weeks ago, said when he took that, remember that game where they won, I think it was 4-1, and he took up one of the two penalties, and he said, Pulisic's the penalty taker, but Leao wanted me to have one since it's my birthday or whatever the fuck he said. So clearly this season they know that Pulisic is the designated penalty taker, right? And so they get a penalty. They're 1-0 down, and Theo Hernandez steps up to take it and misses. And then Theo misses that, and we're all like, why is it not Pulisic, right? And then after that, they get another penalty, and Tammy Abraham's supposed to take it. Or no, Tammy Abraham takes it. And it's not, like, Pulisic doesn't even go to the ball or anything. So it's very weird what's going on. Either there isn't a designated penalty taker, or Pulisic himself said, I don't want to take these penalties, or the other players were just being greedy, and Pulisic doesn't have the cojones to stop that. I don't know what is going on. But you know who this mostly falls on? Paulo Fonseca. Your job as the coach is to have a clear, designated, not just penalty taker, but you should have a list of top 5 guys so that if he's injured or out, this guy takes it, or this guy takes it. It shouldn't be left up to the players, because that's what causes confusion and nonsense to happen, just like we saw today. So I hope they ask Fonseca in the post-game presser about what happened. Like, is Pulisic the penalty taker or not? Why do you not have one 9 games into the season? Because we could be sitting here on a Pulisic hat trick today, and Milan could have 3 points, but instead they go home with nothing to 14th place Fiorentina. Okay, so I don't know what Fonseca is doing, but he needs to get his fucking shit together and get control of his team. R.L. Lubin says, I saw some Milan fans saying that Fonseca is testing Pully and wants to see him take more initiative and become a leader. What do you mean by testing Pully? Do you mean that Fonseca is now saying Pulisic is not on penalties? Because I don't know if that's necessarily going to calculate too much. Also, you're kind of like hurting yourself by doing that, because they just lost 3 points because Pulisic wasn't on penalties. I don't know what exactly we're trying to accomplish here. I also don't know how you accomplish this and how you do. Like, what are you doing? You're saying Pulisic's not on penalties, or you're saying anybody can take a penalty and hoping that Pulisic will step up? Look, Pulisic is not an aggressive guy when it comes to like being vocal or having leadership or aura of any kind. We all know this. American fans know this better than anybody. But if you're the designated penalty taker, I want to at least see you step up and go, hey, that's my ball. Move, Theo. Yeah, Tammy, shut the fuck up. I'm about to score a penalty. Like, that's kind of what needs to be happening right now. And unless it's very clear that unless Fonseca said he's not the penalty taker, right? They are saying that they want Pully to be more demanding of the ball in those situations. Not sure, though. Yeah, I mean, we all want that, right? Which is why it's weird that Pulisic's not taking penalties. But the real question is he the designated penalty taker or not? That's what we don't know, and I hope we get some answers. I hope they address this with Fonseca, because this is kind of a joke. It's kind of a joke on Milan's part, right? Like, I don't know what's happening right now, but this is ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Winelkai says, hey, Pete, how's it going? I'm currently thinking about eating Panera Bread or Subway subs while I'm watching your live. Winelkai, are you sponsored by either Panera or Subway? How do you miss 2 pens? Pete, is it confirmed that Bala won't make it to camp because of his injury? Yes. Yeah, they've already replaced him with Brandon Vasquez. So it's Vasquez. So the 3 guys that are out now on top of everyone else is Balogun, Weah, and Johnny, and they've replaced them with Tanner Tessman, Alex Zendejas, who still thinks he can play for Mexico, apparently, and Brandon Vasquez. So those are the 3 guys that they brought in to replace them. And maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more at the end of the stream. But first, let's do the top 10. Now, for the second week in a row, Nathan Harriel of the Philadelphia Union, who is probably battling for 4th choice right back, scored another goal, this time against the Columbus Crew, played 90 minutes, scored a decent goal. It wasn't quite the golazzo he had the week before. 5 passes into the final third, 5 clearances, 2 interceptions, 4 out of 4 tackles, 1, 4 out of 5 ground duels, 1 out of 3 aerial duels, 1, and 3 fouls drawn. So it wasn't just the goal. He also had a pretty strong performance. He kind of got caught up here after a free kick. So Patrick Schulte saves the free kick, and it sort of, they couldn't get it out of the box, and it fell to him, and he sort of volleyed it nicely into the far post from a bit of a tight angle. So well done to him. Like, I don't think this guy has a long-term USMNT future, but if our 4th choice right back is at least performing in MLS, it's always good for us. Why does Zendejas get a call over Luna? Because Luna is not really a winger, La Verdad. I think if you look at the way Pochettino is operating, he kind of wants everybody in a specific position, and you kind of fit somewhere in the depth chart. If you look at all of his replacements, they were very much like for like. It was Tessman for Johnny. They're both 6s, right, who can also kind of play the 8. You know, Vasquez is a 9 for Balogun. Zendejas is a winger for Weah. So I think that's what's happening. Luna's more of an attacking midfielder. Same with Paxton Aronson. Now, sure, you could argue, oh, we could move some guys around. Do we really need? Yes, you could, but I think that's what he's doing. I think he's saying if you're in this position, this is your position. It's also early, right? I mean, it's his first camp, so we don't know yet. He's going to see everybody himself. It's going to take some time for him to settle into who he likes and who he doesn't. So it's I wouldn't read too much into anything this first camp. You can try to garner some info, but I'm sure it will change over time. So that was Nathan Harriel's goal. And his teammate, Jack McGlynn, also scored against the Columbus Crew. Now, they did lose this game 3-2. Now, Jack McGlynn only played 17 minutes, scored a goal, had 5 passes into the final third, and 6 out of 6 accurate long balls. So he was spraying stuff. This was sort of laid off to him at the edge of the box, and he curled this really nicely into the far post. Really nicely into the far post. Vasquez is going to make Poch think twice about Balo. He is playing on fire right now. First of all, Vasquez has not scored in 4 games for his club. So I don't know what you're saying, first of all. Second of all, even if he was scoring and playing for them, it's Liga MX. Like, the difference between Liga MX and Liga 1 is pretty high. Let me just double check that, make sure I'm not spreading misinformation. Yeah, so he played 30 minutes against San Luis, no goal, no assist. 65 minutes against Chivas, no goal, no assist. 53 minutes against Mazatlan, no goal, no assist. In fact, we have to go back to September 14th for his last goal for Monterrey, and that was against Santos. So this was Jack McGlynn with a really nice finish for Philadelphia Union. By the way, overall, I'll say he's had a decent first season, Brandon Vasquez, in Liga MX. He has scored, I think, 13 goals and like 2 assists overall across different competitions. So it's not like he's having a bad season. I think Vasquez is probably 4th right now in the depth chart for our number 9. Like, I don't think now that Balo's gone, he's going to start Vasquez. There's Sargent and Pepe, who are also both playing well at higher levels, right? That's fine, but he's been doing a very fine job as a winger for his club team. Who are you talking about, La Verdad? Are you talking about Paxton? Are you talking about Luna? You talking about Luna? Let me know in the chat. Let's talk about Serge Ngoma. And a lot of you might not know his name. And the reason you don't know his name is because he broke through. Are you talking about Luna? Yeah, but he's just not a winger. He can play as a winger, but I think he's more of a central attacking midfielder. Look, La Verdad, I'm with you. I think Luna should probably have been called in over Zendejas. But maybe if Poch doesn't see him as a winger, then it might be tough. I'm actually with you, though. I think 15 goal contributions in MLS compared to Zendejas, who's been all over the place in Liga MX and also has a poor record for the USMNT and is also 5-6 years older than Luna. I'm actually with you on that. I'm just not I'm not going to get upset about, there's 15 guys injured in the last call up. You could argue more for Luna. You're right. It's also possible that Poch doesn't really rate MLS because outside of Tim Ream and Miles Robinson and then 2 goalkeepers, he's really not brought any MLSer in his first camp. And even when he had the chance to with 3 new injuries, he didn't bring in 1. But Serge Ngoma, broke through at the Red Bulls at 16 years old as a very promising winger. And then he's had 2 really rough injuries and has finally just about come back again for the Red Bulls. Played 10 minutes and scored a nice goal against Old Man Guzan in MLS. And he's still just 19 years old, so we don't have a lot of faith in him to stay healthy. This does not really paint the picture of the goal. That will be on Patreon tomorrow. He actually received the ball quite nicely in the box on the half turn, beat a defender, and then scored this goal between Brad Guzan and the near post. It was a really nice finish, actually. So credit to Serge Ngoma, and I think he deserves this inclusion just because, he's had a rough couple of years with injuries, and it hasn't been good for him. So now he's back. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully he can kick on. He's still just 19, so he potentially has a lot of time ahead of him to maybe compete for a winger spot at the U20 World Cup, potentially. Why not? Paxton Aronson with back-to-back inclusions in the USMNT top 10, played 90 minutes against RKC Valwick. 1 goal. Some people were saying it's a Golazo. I disagree. 4 out of 9 tackles won, 10 out of 14 ground duels won, 1 out of 1 aerial duels won, and 1 foul drawn. Not bad from our boy Paxton. And it was an interesting goal because it was literally a Walwick defender tried to dribble out of his own box, and he just took a heavy touch, and it fell right to Paxton onto his left foot. So Paxton didn't even take a touch. He just hit it. He just whacked it. It's not really a Golazo. It's sort of like lucky. It fell to him, and he just whacked it, and it was a good goal. I don't know if I would call it a Golazo, but again, how you define a Golazo is sort of the same way we talk about world-class players. How you define a world-class player might be,
what the fuck?
different depending on what you define them as. But good for Paxton. It is interesting, I will say, that they were playing him as a winger early on, and more recently they are playing him more as a central attacking midfielder. So it does feel like, his production levels have sort of simultaneously begun with proper usage, right? And so maybe he'll play more as a 10 or an attacking midfielder the rest of the year. And that attacking midfield depth chart for the U.S. is going to be quite thick because you've got Gio. Of course, he's injured a lot. But then you have Tillman, you have Bucio, and then you have the 2 Aronson boys. You have potentially Diego Luna. There's options there. So if you want to be on the team, you better be producing if you're a 10 because there's options. Next up, Haji Wright of Coventry City FC. Didn't score on the weekend, but he did score in midweek against Blackburn Rovers as Coventry City ran out 3-0 winners over their opponents. Played 90 minutes, scored 1 goal, a nice goal too. Had one chance created, 3 out of 4 successful dribbles, which was a match high. 7 out of 10 ground duels won, 1 out of 3 aerial duels won, and 2 fouls drawn. He hasn't so far been as prolific this season as he has been in the past, Haji Wright. But it was a very nice goal, too. He also received it on the left, beat a defender, cut inside, and finished it It was almost exactly like Serge Ngoma's goal. It was almost an exact carbon copy of that goal, which hopefully can give him some confidence going into camp. I think he had a really good first weekend for Coventry. On opening weekend, I think he had 2 goal contributions. And then since then, he's sort of been in and out of the lineup, sometimes starting, sometimes on the bench, and hasn't really produced. He hasn't been playing poorly. He just hasn't put up the stat numbers that he started putting up last year. So we'll see. He also started a little slowly last year. So we'll see if he picks it up. But this was a nice goal. Kudos to him. With Weah injured, does he get a start in camp, right? Because you're talking about, maybe Pulisic on the right, Haji on the left, Tillman at the 10, Sargent up top. I'd be open to seeing something like that. And then maybe Morris and McKennie as a double pivot in a 4-2-3-1. That would honestly be, I would like to see that. Based on the players available, Sargent up top, Pulisic on the right, Haji on the left, Tillman at the 10, McKennie as the 8, sort of box to box, and then Aiden Morris as the 6/defensive midfielder. That's what I'd like to see, but we'll see if we see it or what Poch does. I have a feeling Poch is going to start Brendan Aronson because he's a pressing merchant. Diego Luna manages to make the top 5 after a sweet, sweet goal, albeit against the worst team in MLS, San Jose Earthquakes. But whether or not it was a good team or a poor team, this goal was unstoppable by Diego Luna. Also created 2 chances, had 7 passes into the final third, 2 out of 7 ground duels won, 0 out of 1 aerial duels won, which, it's Diego Luna. You don't expect him to be a great aerial duel merchant. This was with his left foot, and the ball was sort of played to him here at the edge of the box. This goal kissed the inside of the post in the 78th minute. Kissed it and bounced in. It was a beautiful, this was a golazo. This was a golazo because it was bouncing and he sort of hit it on the volley. Really, really nice goal by Diego Luna, which, by the way, brings him to 15 goal contributions on the season. And I know he's been a little bit in and out of the lineup. There are times where he doesn't start for RSL, and maybe there's complaints about his consistency. But over time, if you look at his production, this has been far and away his best ever season individually, with 15 goal contributions in MLS. Last year, he didn't do that much until the last, two months or so of the season. Then he really started picking it up. But 15, he's on track. He could be on track to get 20 because RSL will absolutely be in the playoffs. So he could absolutely be on track to get 20 goal contributions, which for a 21-year-old is still pretty good. And maybe, and certainly I hope there are, and I've heard there are European teams looking at it. So maybe a move this January could be in the cards for Diego Luna. And maybe with a coach who knows how to use him a little bit better as well. Where would I like him to go? Nowhere too high. Maybe the Eredivisie, I think, would be a good spot for him at first. Go to the Eredivisie, perform well there, and then maybe after that, look at, if you're really good in the Eredivisie, look at a move. Hear me out. Malik Tillman may not stay with PSV Eindhoven after the summer. So, Ernie Stewart, American Connection. Seems like the easy answer, though. So that was Diego Luna. Really nice to see, an excellent goal. Now, Weston McKennie technically did not have a goal contribution this week, but he is here on overall performance, particularly the performance against RB Leipzig, which played 90 minutes, created 2 chances, one of which was off Koopmeiners, who should have scored it, but he hit the post instead. 2 out of 3 tackles won, 3 out of 5 ground duels won. Oddly, only 0 out of 6 aerial duels won, which Weston McKennie is usually very good in the air. So that feels a little bit unusual for him. But there are 2 highlight-worthy moments. This one, which you all know, the tackle on Xavi Simons that ended up in the game-winning goal. It all began with his tackle, and Thiago Motta, who originally didn't want McKennie in the roster, on the squad at all, praised him for this tackle and said that this tackle was as important, maybe more important, than Conceição's goal, which is an incredible thing to say. And he also said this tackle was everything you need to know about Weston McKennie, which is sort of a backhanded compliment, I suppose, because essentially he's saying he's a good working merchant. No, but I think he was complimenting him, and I think Weston McKennie, despite being doubted, and certainly it was his own fault, a lot of it. But certainly he's working his way back in. And I think Juve fans are reluctantly starting to come around on Weston McKennie once again. And that's the thing about Weston McKennie. The same problems continue to exist, but so do the same advantages, right? Like, when he is fit and focused and working hard, he's absolutely a Juve-level starter. When he's overweight and just, distracted and unfocused, then he's a liability. And so it's up to McKennie to keep this going. If he keeps this going, he's going to have another strong season, which, like he did last season until the last 2 months when he started dropping off and goofing around and putting on weight and doing all the things he shouldn't be doing. But this was a really good performance against Leipzig, and I think it is, 5 starts in a row now for Weston McKennie. So long may it continue. This was the assist, what should have been an assist to Koopmeiners. He received this sort of on the half turn. Coop Miners is like in acres of space. I don't understand how he's got that much space. Leipzig's got to do better there. But McKennie just puts it nicely into his path, and sadly his shot hits the goal, the bar, I'm sorry. Otherwise, it would have been a goal for Coop Miners and an assist for Weston McKennie. Josh Sargent played 2 games this week. Leeds United in midweek, in which he won and scored a penalty, and then scored a goal in Hull in the Norwich's rout of Hull City on the weekend. He did also miss a penalty against Hull City. And I'll be honest, the penalty against Leeds wasn't that great of a penalty, to be honest. It was more of a Ilan Meslier fucked up. But, it went in. So credit where credit is due. Jair Vasquez says, when will Sargent get out of the championship? Well, there were teams that wanted Sargent this summer, but Norwich had a very high price tag for him. Norwich put, I think, 25 mil or more as a price tag for Josh Sargent, which is a lot for a championship player. A lot for a championship player. I said this last week, and I'll say this again. I think that Sargent is overall a better player than Ricardo Pepi. I think he can, he's better in, I don't know if he's better in the air. Pepi's pretty good in the air. Certainly he's better with the hold-up play. He's better in the press. He's faster. His combination work is better. I think that Pepi is a better finisher. The problem with Sargent is he sometimes misses chances he should be finishing. Whereas it's very rare with Ricardo Pepi that you see him miss a chance that you go, he's got to finish that. Rascality says, if Sargent keeps this up, he will be gone in the winter. I think I'm a little torn about Sargent leaving, guys, and I'll tell you why. I don't think he's a Premier League level striker. It's a very tough league to be in. And if he is a Premier League level striker, I think he's probably one of the low-end Premier League teams, like a Southampton or someone like that. The problem with that is, A, you're not going to get a lot of chances, and B, when you do get them, you have to be a high percentage finisher, because if you're missing, you're not going to get 3-4 opportunities and you can miss 1 or 2. I think his level probably is the Bundesliga. He's already played there early on in his career, but I think he's a much better player now, and I think Sargent would actually tear up the Bundesliga. The problem is I can't see a Bundesliga team willing to pay what Norwich would want for Sargent, and so it's kind of a catch-22. The only teams that are willing to pay are teams that are maybe too big for Sargent, but the teams that he should go to can't afford to buy him. I'm also worried that if he helps Norwich get promoted this season, he's not going anywhere, and it's going to be a season of maybe 3 to 5 goals max, because they're just not going to create enough in the Premier League. Ivan Henriquez says he should join Fulham. He can become their new Brian McBride. I'm not sure he's a Premier League level player yet, to be honest. I hope I'm wrong. I just think the gap between the Championship and the Prem is very high. I think it is the toughest league in the world to play in. Any weakness you have will be exploited. The pressure is very intense. The speed of play is very high. The physicality is through the roof. There's a lot of great players. It's just, I don't know if Sargent would thrive in the Prem. And so I do think Bundesliga would suit. I think he could absolutely get 15 to 20 goal contributions in the Bundesliga. I just don't think any Bundesliga team not named Dortmund or Bayern would pay for it. And to be honest, I don't think Dortmund would pay 25 million for him either. And he's not a Bayern or Dortmund level striker. Although Dortmund does kind of need a 9, but I don't think they're going to be looking at a guy like Josh Sargent. He's as good as Jimenez at this point, isn't he? You mean Raul Jimenez? I still think Raul Jimenez is a more complete player. I don't think Josh Sargent's as good. If you're talking about Santi Jimenez, then yeah. Santi Jimenez, I think he is better than Santi Jimenez, to be very honest. Okay. This was the goal against Hull. He actually started, and when I talk about his overall hold-up play, he started this goal with his hold-up play, laid it off, made the run, got the cross from Borja Sainz, and finished it. Wasn't the greatest goal in the world, but clinical and good movement to get there just at the right time, right? This was the penalty against Leeds. So he got to receive this ball in the channel, and again, it was good movement, good off-ball movement to get into the channel, got the ball and looked like he was about to cross, cut it back, and then fouled, as you can very clearly see there. Now, this was the penalty. The penalty was like an arm's length away from Ilan Meslier. I don't actually know why Meslier didn't save it. It felt like Meslier was very slow to get down. And if he was like, maybe he just wanted to stand because he thought Sargent was going to put it in the middle, which he kind of did. But it went kind of close to Meslier. And then he missed the one against Hull. So might not be on penalties for much longer if he can't take them. For Monaco, Bolarin Balogun had 2 good games this week, and he was really starting to find form before dislocating his shoulder. But against Dinamo Zagreb, he played 45 minutes in the Champions League. He was on the bench. He didn't start, but came on in the second half and won the penalty from which they equalized. And against Rennes on the weekend, not only did he score a really nice goal, but he was playing well. It felt like the old Balogun that we knew from Rennes. And 3 goals and 1 assist in the last 4 games is great, right? This is what we wanted to see, Balogun regularly producing. And then, of course, he dislocates his shoulder, and he'll probably be out for at least the rest of October, which is really, really frustrating because I really wanted to see him cook under Pochettino. But at least the silver lining is Sargent and Pepe, one or both, deserve an opportunity. And at least it's not a position where we don't have coverage in depth. Like, I'd be okay with starting. Maybe Sargent gets 1 game, Pepe gets the other. Maybe you give Sargent the game at home. I don't know. I think both could work. Or maybe you give him 45 in each game. But before we get to Sargent, this ball was played to him at speed. He received it really well on the half turn, used pure pace to burn his defender, and then had time to shoot. Keeper comes out, narrows his angle, no problem. Just chips the keeper very calmly, very coolly with his weak foot. And this is the Balogun that we all know and love, and we know what he can be. He's always on the shoulder of that back line, always trying to make the little darting runs. And when he does, can he be more clinical? Can he be more effective? It felt like there was a confidence thing there before at times, where you're like, we know we can do better than that. We've seen it before. And it felt like, okay, it's coming around now. It feels like this is the Balogun we saw at Rennes, because even the quote-unquote bad Balogun last season got 15 goal contributions, right? So this was really good to see. And then sadly, he goes and dislocates his shoulder for camp, which is just such bad timing and such a weird injury. It's not like he pulled a hammy. He dislocated his shoulder. Like, come on, universe. We're trying to get America excited about the USMNT under Pochettino. Maybe we didn't need 15 injuries right now, huh? Not helping out. Not helping out, universe. Last but not least, despite being snubbed on the penalties, Christian Pulisic still scored a sweet, sweet goal for Milan in their 2-1 loss to Fiorentina today. I didn't put the rest of his stats because the game literally just ended before we started the stream, but I'll read them to you right here. Stats for Christian Pulisic against, by the way, they subbed him out in the 83rd minute when they needed a goal, and he didn't look happy about it. Which is kind of fucking weird because he was their best player today. So it's very weird that they subbed him out. I don't really understand why in the 83rd minute when they needed a goal. So scored a goal, 3 chances created, 2 big chances created. And by the way, he was involved in winning the first penalty too. As he was falling, he played a through ball in for, I think it was Tammy Abraham who was fouled. 3 chances created, 2 big chances created, 1 out of 1 shots, 3 out of 3 successful dribbles, 2 out of 3 accurate crosses, 4 out of 5 ground duels won. He had a good game. He looked very effective, very dangerous, good with his decision making. Also worked quite hard out of, off the ball, which is kind of an underrated part of his game these days. So yeah, it is, a situation where this was the goal, by the way. I don't understand what happened with those penalties. I don't understand why Theo Hernandez and Tammy Abraham took those penalties when Pulisic is the designated penalty taker, right? This was the cross, comes over his shoulder, and he hits it almost with his ankle instead of his foot, and he chips the defender that he's with, and it just loops up and down into the far post. Really, really nice goal. Not an easy execution. Really not an easy execution, but he absolutely crushed it. bringing him to 8 goal contributions on the season already, which is so frustrating because it could be 11. It could be 11 when he had 3 other, opportunities to take penalties that were taken by other players, right? Twice Tammy Abraham and once Theo Hernandez. I hope we get clarification, and I hope Fonseca starts to understand that Pulisic is his best penalty taker, and it should not be up for debate who takes penalties when Milan wins them, because right now, that's the difference between 3 points and 0 points. And guess what? In a title race, those 3 points may fucking matter at the end of the season. So get your shit together, Pablo. All right. So that's Christian Pulisic. They did not quite make the top 10 this week, but on top of that, Nico Shakiris got an assist for San Jose Earthquakes. Still just 19 years old. Needs to start delivering more regularly. Quinn Sullivan scored in midweek for the Philadelphia Union, so credit to him. And then John Tolkien also had a goal against Toronto midweek. So those 3 had goal contributions in MLS, but did not quite make the top 10. But, bench, call him the bench, whatever. A couple of these here. Jeff Carey. Oh, hey, Jeff. I hope we do well next week with Poch. Yeah, you and me both, man. We kind of need people to get excited again. The summer was very demoralizing for me and all U.S. soccer fans. By the way, you look pretty today. Well, thank you, Jeff. It was demoralizing for all of us, even for me as a content creator. When people are not excited, they don't want to watch content. So, yeah, it was demoralizing for soccer in this country, for soccer fans, for content creators, even for media, right? Because it makes them look... The real reason, really, that we can't get Americans excited about men's soccer in this country is because we suck. And if we stop sucking, we might get more people to care. And if we could get Americans to care about soccer, it would be so good for the game in this country. But it's sort of a cart and horse situation, because we need more people to pay attention, but then when they pay attention and we deliver shit to them, which we've been doing for Berhalter under 6 years, like serving it up on a platter, I might have done more. A lot of people message me on social media and say, hey, thank you for your YouTube channel. You've made me fall in love with soccer, or you've made me want to become a fan of the USMNT. But I sometimes wonder if I call family or friends, hey, we're at a game on tonight, we're playing so-and-so. And they go, okay, and they don't usually care about the U.S., and then they watch, and then they message me, and they're like, bro, we suck. What nonsense have you been saying? And I'm like, yeah, but we're getting better. We have better players now. It's like, and then the Copa America, I hyped so many people up for this summer, for Copa America and Olympics, and then they just served us shit on a platter. And it's like, you guys are letting me down, right? You're complaining about not having enough people in the stands. So when I try to grow the game and get more people to care, and then you put on those performances, you're actively hurt. Those people might not come back, because I had one chance to convince them to watch a soccer game, and now they saw it, and they're like, this sucks ass. I'm going to go back to baseball, right?
That's stupid, bro.
So, yeah, I'm with you,
baseball.
Jeff. It has sucked. We really need this camp to at least get people excited again, because even some of the diehards are growing weary of the lack of progress, and growing weary of the... I guess the lack of excitement, whether it's players not developing quite as they should have, or, injuries being a big one, or the way we approached the Pochettino announcement was maybe not the best. There are reasons for it, but even amongst the diehards, I sense a fatigue, and I don't blame them, because I feel fatigued at times trying to cover this team. Genesis, thank you, says, wouldn't it be a good idea to let the injured players join and meet Pochettino to get to know him? So first of all, that's not up to us. That's up to their clubs, right? If they're injured, they don't have to let them go. Heard Dest saying he will join the November camp. I don't know if Dest is joining or not. I haven't heard anything about that. Players. But I will say that if you are injured, the last thing you want to do is get on an airplane, because sitting for a long period of time at a high altitude is not good for your injuries. And travel is fatiguing, and you need to be probably doing physical, depending on the extent of your injury, doing physical therapy, seeing the doctor, having scans done, resting if it's very bad, getting on a plane just to meet to cross the half the globe just to meet Pochettino is unnecessary. You can meet Pochettino many other times. I don't know if Dest is going to be there or not, but I guess, I mean, if Ernie Stewart and Peter Bosch think it's okay, he's also a lot further along on his recovery, right? Like, he's walking normally and everything now. So for him, it's more just about doing PT and strengthening the muscles around that ACL to get him back, hopefully, by January, right? Dest too busy with Max Verstappen meetups. So, yeah, I don't know, Genesis, if Dest for sure is going to be there, but I do think we don't really have jurisdiction over who can come into camp if they're injured. And personally, I wouldn't want them getting on planes during their injuries, right? It wouldn't be a good thing. All right. So next week, Panama on Saturday, the 12th, and then Mexico away in Guadalajara on the 15th, guys. So 2 exciting games. Tack and I will cover them as per the usual. I might also have a stock up, stock down video.
Just hit it.
Basically looking at stock up, stock down for September, and whose stock rose in the USMNT sort of player pool and whose stock went down. I'll give you a hint. Giovanni Reina's stock, not doing so great. On the other hand, Marlon Fossey's stock might have gotten a boost this last month. So probably looking at 5 guys on each side. And if you guys enjoy that video, we might do it monthly, like just do a stock up, stock down report for the month. Anywho, how's your guys' weekend going? Are club players on vacay during international breaks? No, usually they train. Usually, if on international breaks, if their club is not playing and they're not in part of a national team, then they train with their club.
Damn.
Sometimes they have easier schedules training-wise, but a lot of times they will train and they'll call up academy players and they'll have them train together and they'll work on stuff. So they're not really on vacation, no. Yeah, usually the clubs have them in training. Winel Kai, I don't know the answer to this question, and I wish I did, and I'm sure a lot of people want the answer to this question. Why are the U.S. players keep getting injured? Are they all made of glass? Is it really that easy to break a bone? Okay, but Winel, it's not that easy to break a bone, but when you're playing a high-speed, high-intensity sport with 21 other extreme elite athletes, it is a lot easier to break a bone. Yes. This is a contact sport. I mean, you've never broken a bone. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you've never been a professional player at any level, but maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I am. I'm kind of scared if I'm made of glass as well. Yeah, but it is worrying for sure. Like, I don't have this many injuries, and just the timing is so bad, you know? And some people say, oh, it's the American development. It's not just players who are developed in the U.S., though, right? Balogun is injured. Serginho Dest is injured. Johnny Cardoso is injured. These guys were not developed in the American development system, right? So it's not just the American developed players. It's also players who were developed, dual nats, who were developed elsewhere. You know, I'm trying to think who else. But those 3 out of the 15, so if it, you know, I just don't think it's... yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We're unlucky, maybe. Some players like Adams and Gio, it seems chronic. Some of them, like Balogun dislocating his shoulder, just seems so out of the blue. And it's not that common, right? It's not a common injury. It's not like a groin injury or a knee injury or, you know, a hamstring or an Achilles, you know, groins. Those are more common footballing injuries. Dislocating your shoulder can happen, and it does, but it's certainly not among the most common ones. A couple more super chats here. Take me through the reasons why Pulley didn't take those penalties. I don't know. The Empire lifts back. I wish I knew. Has it come out? Did they ask Fonseca about it? Like anything? Anything? All right. Let me see if I can read this here for you guys. It's in Italian. Oh! Let's listen to this. All right, let me pull this up for you guys because this is not good. Let me pull this up for you because this isn't good. All right, so this is from Antonio Vitiello, who I think is a pretty reliable reporter, and this is a direct
Bro,
quote.
what the fuck you
This is
get
a
close to me
direct
for?
quote from
Why should you take
his press conference, okay? And this is the translation because it's in Italian, so it's Google Translate. I'm just reading it for you guys. If there's an Italian here and it's not accurate, please correct me, but I'm just reading off Google Translate. I don't speak Italian outside of Buongiorno and et cetera, et cetera. Penalty taker's chaos. Fonseca tries to explain. The penalty taker is Pulisic. I don't know why the players changed their minds. I spoke to him and said it must never happen again. So if Pulisic is the penalty taker, and he didn't take those penalties, then that's on him. I'm sorry. That's on him. He should be the guy saying, hey, I'm the penalty taker. Give me the ball. And then if there's a dispute, Fonseca goes, no, he's the penalty taker. What is your problem? So it's partially on Tammy Abraham, and it's partially on, what's his name? Theo Hernandez for trying to take penalties that they don't have any entitlement to. But Pulisic let it happen. He's the penalty taker. So why is he sitting back and letting them take it? This is what I don't understand about Pulisic. Shouldn't you want the stat pad? Shouldn't you want, like, the guy has 10 out of 10. Alex goes, Pulisic did say something. No, there's no saying anything. There's grabbing the ball and saying, this is my responsibility. Everybody knows I'm the penalty taker. Back off. And then if there's an issue, go to Fonseca and be like, they're taking the penalty. Pulisic needs to grow some fucking cojones, man. No, you are going to fight your John. It's a vibe, okay? If you walk up to them and go, hey, guys, I think I'm supposed to take penalties, they're not going to give you the ball. If you go up to them and say, hey, that's my ball. No, I'm taking it. Then if there's a fight, it's on the other guy. But they know that Pulisic is this soft-spoken, mild-mannered, sweet boy who's never going to have, probably doesn't like confrontation, probably doesn't want to have actual, like, dude, this happens all the time. People go, no, it's my penalty. It's my job. Pulisic, step the fuck up, man. I hope Fonseca lets him have it. And I hope Fonseca lets the other guys have it too. Both Theo and Tammy, because they shouldn't be taken. And they both missed. Franklin Torres. I don't know where you're getting this information that Pulisic is not a great penalty taker. Because he's taken 10 penalties in his life and he has a 100% record. So I don't know why. I don't know why you think that. Because he's never missed a penalty before. So he is a good penalty taker. Sure, John says if they respected the coach, they wouldn't have tried that. Yeah, I agree with you. But they'll also go further. I'll go further. If they respected Pulisic, they wouldn't have tried that either. Pulisic has to grab that ball. I think Pulisic is a little bit too like, oh, you want to take it? Okay, sure. No. Now you cost your team 3 points. I'm not saying Pulisic is the only one to blame, but let's all be honest. We know that Pulisic can be a little bit more outspoken. And his very, like, mild-mannered nature is kind of getting in the way of his and Milan's success right now. Honestly, that's the truth. Be a man. Grab the ball. You're the designated penalty taker. Do the job. Do the job. Okay? Of course, also, Theo Hernandez and Tammy, shut the fuck up because you're both terrible. All right, guys. Great weekend overall. Potential video coming midweek. And then, of course, starting Saturday, we have, USMNT camp, Panama and Mexico away. Last one, Anthony Booker says, Pete, when are the next USMNT games after this October window? In November, we have Nations League. So those games will absolutely matter. Let's see if I missed any super chats. I don't think I did. Oh, I missed one. Sorry. La Verdad. Does Pooley's involvement lessen playing centrally? No, doesn't necessarily. He can play centrally, but he's a better winger. He's a better winger than he is a 10, in my opinion. So, better to keep. We also have a lot of central midfielders and not enough wingers. So keep him on the right or the left. The left is his best position, but he can play on the right as well. All right, guys. Have a great week. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And Patreon, all the goals and highlights will be out either tonight or tomorrow morning. Have a great one. Talk to y'all soon.
Please make sure you do that. If you want La Liga content, you want me. Oh, Brendan! Brennan! Brennan! My brother Brennan! Welcome! Welcome to the family! Nah, that is a great finish. Exactly what I said before the game as well. I would love a Maddison goal, and this is the type of goal. Come here, come here. Give it to him. Yeah. Yeah. No. Isaiah, it's not game over. Brother, step by step. The first half, I like our job right here.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
I'm like Kim Min Jae. Like, please. Oh my
Not much.
Look, every time he gets the ball, where are the options? Go down the line. He was right fucking there. He was right there. Brighton have been 2+ behind in 79 games, and they have lost 73 of them and won only once. Don't let us be the second. Do not let us be the second. Oh my God.
No much.
Who else can do this but us?
You already know what time it
Oh,
is. Sunday
mate.
night's just got a little bit better. To my left
No.
is the one and only coach. Cam's the cult hero. Of course, it's myself, Maze, the host of most. And to my right is very disgruntled, very angry, disappointed, disheveled Fuad Kadani.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, I have officially relaunched the Hugger Spud campaign camp.
Oh!
We have officially rolled out Hugger Spud 2024.
Hugger Spud.
We're back.
We are back.
We are back. You know, October.
But nowadays we got to find something for the inhaler. We got to get a hashtag for the inhaler. Honestly, this is becoming
Hashtag breathe.
Yeah, this is becoming a staple for Fuad now. Inhaler.
Wow.
Wow.
Food's inhalers, like, you know the WWE wrestlers when they used to wear the neck brace?
Yeah.
And they used to come in like this. So you see
Yeah.
Oh, listen, man. As you know, SCAM, as is custom round here. In fact, before we go anywhere, like, share, subscribe, algorithm. Listen, I'm going to go straight with a super chat because I don't even like this attitude, but I respect it. Adonit says, hold tight the free. Oh, wait, never mind. It gets like that.
Hey,
It gets like that.
nasty work.
It gets
Ain't even done it yet,
It
nigga.
gets like that.
Nah,
It gets like that.
That's sick.
It gets like that. Listen, hold tight the 3-point collectors. If your team collected 3 points, hold tight you guys, innit? Hold tight the participants as well, you know.
Yeah, good day.
Participate. You get me? Hold tight the team that had licks.
Licks.
Licks. Oh my gosh. What did you hold to Brighton?
What was it? I think it was 2-1 now. I think
2-1.
I think so.
2-1,
Maybe.
no, scrappy. 3-2. 3-2. I'm just happy I got
You guys got out of there.
They got out of there quickly.
Woo, what did I
First
tell you
question
last
wanted to
week?
ask you was, how does it feel to lose to a manager that you're probably in the same uni class with? That's where I wanted to start. 'Cause you know who's going on about Football Manager? I've won. I've won Football Manager.
This is real life.
Your age mates,
Bro.
Your age mates are slapping up your team.
Bro, man talking
Your
about,
agent-
I took my York onto the attack. No one cares, bro. He's taking Brighton in real life. 3 points on your head.
Slap it up.
Yours, bro, in school, you used to probably bully this youth, bro. Now he's bullying you.
Bro,
He's ruining your
take
life.
the change.
He's ruining your life, bro. What you talking about?
Is that what was started?
No, wait, this is... Came out. You know, he was like, oh yeah, you know, we've got the best kits in the league. Came out, wait, come on, I didn't see your team out
Bro.
there. I ain't come off, I didn't see him in the second half.
You know, in school, you know when they used to say, oh, back then they used to bully me. Now it's like, beat it, chick. That's what it is. Fred used to bully him. Now it's like, beat it, man. Beat it.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. Hey, Fred.
Oh, man.
The game is wicked, man. It's cruel, brother. It's cruel. My own age mates disgracing me like that, but it's not even that, bro. It's...
Wait, sorry, I got more. How's man went and split that and they split his team?
Hey, wait. Oh, split that is kind of, it's on the border, by the way. Split that.
bread, bro. We're splitting bread, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Split that is a bit on the border. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey.
No, they got split that, man. That's northwest greatness, but still, you can't wear split that and then your team just gets split up.
Wow, mate.
Nah, bro. It's facts, bro. It's facts, and it's one of them results that's, bro. It's like, do you remember West Ham a couple years ago? Lanzini, last minute streamer.
yeah.
NS Mora. Do you remember Carlo Ancelotti sipping?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it feels like, bro. One of them nasty results, bro. And I'm sure comment section is flooded with the holds, the laughing emojis. Listen, get your links on. I'm sure even the United fans last week, they didn't even get, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do your thing, bro.
100%.
This is one of those results we can't say nothing.
What was the stat you mentioned on your stream?
That was basically Brighton had been behind in games by 2+ goals 79 times, and they'd lost 73 of them and only won once. And I was saying throughout that stream, shut the hell up. You shut the hell up, yeah? We're not even going to show Carol what you just did there, but you shut the hell up. Yeah? And they'd only won once, and I kept saying throughout the stream, I hate it when they put these stats in the corner.
Yeah.
Because it only leads to one thing. And lo and behold, you could just see it. And it was one of those typical games where, you know, the cliche line of, it's a game of two halves. Bro, it actually was a game. Because the first half, wow, I was sat there gleaming, bro. Ear to ear. I said, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at my team. We playing ball. Look at my defense. Look at my Solanke. Assisting goals, Brennan, 6 and 6. I said, Madison gone. Everyone's involved. It was a good time. It didn't last long. It took a minute and a half in the second half before reality started to sink in. And this game, that's exactly what it was, bro. A reality check.
Can I read something?
Go for it.
10. This is the 10th time that Tottenham have lost a Premier League game in which they led by 2+ goals. The first club to hit double figures for this, and at least 3 or more than any other side in the competition's history. Spursy.
History of the Tottenham.
I was just about to
History
say,
of the Tottenham.
there's some nasty phrase that was put out into the word a few years ago. And it's games like this why you can never shake this tag. It's games like this why you struggle to break out of this hoodoo, whatever it is, bro. Because I'm sorry, there is no acceptable scenario where you go in 2-0 and you bottle it in 15 minutes. You could say second half. It was 15 minutes, bro. 1, 2, 3. And it wasn't just the way it happened, bro. Look at the goals. It took maybe 2 passes. The first one, did you see it? Van der Ven completely misses the ball.
He had a howler today.
Udogi had a howler.
Yeah.
Porro had a howler. Romero had the whole back line. If you saw halftime, I sat there. I was like, yo, we only conceded 5 goals this year, guys. Second best defense in the league. One boys are cooking. Reality check. And this is why you can never get too high with Tottenham. Let me not say get too low, because you can. You can never get too high with Tottenham because it's games like this where they remind you who they are.
Yep.
They remind you where they sit in the hierarchy. And it's games like this, I thought Ange kind of, you know, maybe got rid of our system. But there is still work to be done. And today, I'm sorry, that is disgusting, bro. Whatever flame you don't want to give, whatever L's you want to throw around, We have to hold it, I'm afraid.
Listen, and
We have to hold that one.
I feel see,
Disgusting.
Anja, you can't good day mate your way to mentality.
Nah, brother.
You can't good day mate your way to
This
mentality.
season,
You can't
that
you
will
can't
not run.
highline your way to mentality. You gotta actually instill something, because I feel like this whole Spursy tag, yeah, it's almost becoming like a get out of jail card for Spurs. Because it's kind of like, oh, it's Spursy, what do you expect? No, I do not expect you.
Nah.
Because we've been saying for the last few weeks that Brighton are piss poor. I think Chris Sutton in comms was saying this is like the Highland derby. Like both teams have this sort of tendency of just doing stuff that's just extremely naive. You can probably tolerate it more from Brighton because they've got a younger manager and the stuff they do. But come on, man, to be 2-0 up and to be dominant as well. It's not just you're 2-0 up, you're dominant. And then to concede 3 goals that quickly. Can't just say that, oh, it's the players. Can't just say it's the history of the club. That is a serious indictment on just everyone involved. That's
100%.
shambolic.
And
That's horrid.
And I agree with that part as well. It's like, for me, I definitely think that's more on the players. But where it's on Ange is you see 3 goals go in 15 minutes, bro.
Make no
and
sense.
you make no changes whatsoever.
Yeah.
You wait another 10 minutes after the 3rd goal has gone in before you make a double substitution. Why is it so long for you to be actually proactive? That's not even reactive. That's delayed reaction. What are we doing here? So for me, it's like that part I will blame for him. But I'm sorry, that drop off in the second half, that entire back line and Bentancur, take a good long hard look in the mirror today, lads, when you go home. Don't look at your kids. Don't smile and daddies. Shut up, brother. Go in the bathroom and take a good long hard fucking look in the mirror. bro.
Do you
Fuck them
hate? Wait,
kids.
do you hate Do you hate like parenthood?
No.
Do you hate parenthood?
This is why I spoke about it. Priorities. This should be the priority.
Oh my God. Let me say, listen, the thing is, right, listen, realistically, I never really care. Like, you know, I've always thought Spurs are like the little bros to us, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Give me Sheringham, you know, give me Carrick, you know, give me Berbatov. You know, I've always seen them kind of like that, but so I never really care when Spurs are good or when they're bad. I never really mind. But this last week, and I said, laugh now, cry later, because I know with Spurs, right? This last week, I had to listen to expressions, call me on live stream, saying all sorts, Carlton Banks, da-da-da-da. When he looks like Beanie Man, and he's saying this to me, then I've got Fuad Kadani in my face, chatting rubbish, 24/7. Then I got Tobes cheerleading like, yeah, I'm glad for my boy Fuad, smack up that cams you. Tapping Tobes is currently at airport, threatening to blow it up.
I think they've detained him.
He's on the list.
I don't condone what Tapping Toes is
No,
doing or
detained him.
saying.
They've
Tapping
detained him.
Tobes is currently a flight risk. Somebody remove
Young
his
Fug.
passport.
Him, Young Fug, Diddy.
Bro, all of them. He is a flight. Remove his passport. He literally said,
Revoke it.
I'm about to blow
his
the
face up.
roof of this airport off. These are words you cannot say in 2024 at an airport. And then I had to sit next to Abby. You know, me and Abby, we don't really cross paths too much. But I came on the Thursday weekend preview to listen to her say, 4-0 to Aston Villa against Man United and talk with chest. I couldn't believe it. I was looking at it. I was like, this is really life. This is really life where Abby is talking with this chest to me. I'm like, nah. This is what Ten Hag's done to my club. But I knew. You see, as you know that great quote where about Arsenal and say, all you have to do is wait. With Spurs, you don't even have to wait long. Just blink. In a blink of an eye, it's going to be back to being Spurs. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. When I saw it happen, I wasn't even truly surprised. I just sat there and I was like, you know what? They might bottle this. When it got to 2-1, you knew, because this is what Spurs do. So now I'm going to enjoy. I didn't even finish. All I saw was Tobes talking about he's going to blow airports up.
He said, yep.
I saw expressions. You know the typical, oh my God, why? My mum made me support the club. Mum, why did you do this? Do you know what I mean? All of that. I'm going to go and watch that. Fuad, I know what Fuad's going to do.
This cup's killing me. This cup's killing me.
Look at him. Look at the hammer on him.
This cup's killing me.
Look.
This cup's killing me.
I know what he's going to do. I I know Spurs fans'
This club is
characteristics.
killing us.
Yeah,
Literally there, bro.
I know all their characteristics,
There,
and I'm
bro.
gonna enjoy all their content, mate.
Bro.
That's what I'm gonna do. I love it, and especially it's even
International
better
break.
because we didn't even lose.
Bro,
so I'll
it's
just
an
take that.
international break.
I'll take that. But sorry, mate. You know what I mean?
It's an international.
I saw Spurs. I saw my man at the beginning of the game, and talk about. They said, "Oh, what are you gonna do to control the game?" He said, "No, we're not gonna do anything, mate. Like it's entertaining for."
Yep.
I don't think he thought it was gonna hit him like this, bro. Hey, I'm loving it.
You know, that was-
I mean, what's that song that he sings? Oh, na 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 na. And that kangaroo, oh, is in. whatever expression sings, bro. I'm loving big engines.
Kangaroo.
I'm getting angry now.
I'm loving big engines.
You see, guys lose one game, yeah, and this is how they react.
Bruh.
They can't handle it.
Bro, you see expressions, yeah. I tweeted, I
You
said,
are
listen.
the worst person I know. I swear to
The
God.
statement he's gonna drop
I swear you're the worst person.
after this game, yeah. At least the Grammy nomination, or at least the mobile, because I just know the lines are just gonna be. He's just gonna just lose his whole head, bro. 2-0 up, 3-2.
Oh gosh, I love it, man.
Hurts a lot.
I love it. You know when you build, you know sometimes you know when Arsenal randomly had beef with Brighton,
Yeah.
and you lot had beef with Brighton as well. You know when you just a rival just comes from nowhere.
it.
Like I liked Spurs, but in the last week I just couldn't believe the audacity. I grew up on Sir Alex saying, "Lads, it's just Tottenham." Do you know what Fuad said to me last week?
It's just United.
It's just United.
Hey, what? I was
Just
right
United.
though. Was I not right?
It's just United.
Was that-
Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Never in my life will that happen again. Never in my life will I allow you to speak like
my
even if
God.
I have to be shameless, I will fight because I know Spurs have something like this coming up soon, man. So listen, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It's a fat L.
You know what? Fairs, man. Kansas is basking in glory.
Yeah, mate.
You knew last week. The last week was we made him suffer. I can't lie. Get your legs so into
I
it.
don't even know what to say for Spurs, man. Literally, it's just when you break it down, like everyone's been like, oh, Matoma's dead, Matoma fell off this, whatever. Pops up, involved in the first goal, assist for the second one.
Minte, people are saying, bro,
Minte,
you don't know what you're gonna get with
yeah,
Minte. Yeah?
Pops up with a goal.
I literally said at the start of the watcher, I said, bro, you don't know which Minte is gonna turn up. I said, today I know. Today I know. I
The
promise
funniest
you
thing
that.
is Welbeck as well. Like, man did it for both of his old clubs. He said, I'm representing for everybody right now.
71
on
goals. He's got 71 goals. You reckon he'll ever get to the Premier 100 club? 30, I don't know. So, I mean, if it took you 15 years to get
I don't
70,
think so.
it was gonna be hard to get
He
30 more. innit?
recently got 100 all comps, but
Yeah, it's all
I
true.
think the issue with Welbeck is he's in full flow right now, but with the way Brighton invest in striking and whatnot, I don't see him being there for another 2, 3, 4 seasons. Like that. If he gets another Prem move to get the 10 goals, like crisp 10 goals. But I mean, call it what it is. That he's restoring the feeling. Like, I'm happy for him. I don't know what more to say on this Spurs thing. Like, honestly, I'll be so real with you. Yeah? I'm not even shocked. I'm not even disappointed. I'm just kind of like, so what's the point? What's the point? Before that game kicked off, I was having a conversation with a Chelsea fan.
yeah.
And Chelsea fan was saying that, big up Yasin, he was saying that the top 3, which we'll get into, is pretty much settled. Potentially have a 3-horse race there, little horse, if you want to call one of them a little horse. The 4th position, Man United seem to have forfeited their entry point into it. So you have Spurs, who probably should be contenders for it based on what they usually do. Newcastle, we're not too sure what's going on there. Villa, they're going to have Europe, and Chelsea. And his point was he thinks that Spurs look better than us. And I was thinking to myself, the only difference is that Spurs are in year 2 of their project. If you look at Chelsea, like, we have a bad defence. We don't have your established defence. We have something that's trying to make work. I don't think we do that. Concede 3 goals for fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, whether it's Ange's tactics, whether it's just Spurs mentality, but damn, like you, bro. Spurs actually can't ever look forward to something.
And the thing is, just like you said there, that's what I feel like most Spurs fans were hoping for this season was close the gap on those above us. All right, cool, we're going to try and qualify for top 4, but at least Liverpool, Arsenal, City, see if we can reduce the gap there. Performances like this, that's why I said it's a reality check, bro. It just lets you know, nah, you're still closer to the mix of Villa and United, and you're going to be battling with them for this season for that top 4 spot than you think you're going to be anywhere close to them top 3. So Bro, it's just one of those typical results. You almost feel like you see one of them with Spurs almost every year, and this was almost like that overdue one, if you like, but no excuse for it, bro.
Let me ask you this question. What did
Ange
said? What did he say a few weeks back about the second season thing? He's going to wins a trophy in the second
I
season.
usually win a trophy in my second season, mate.
Cam,
He must.
ask him the question, please.
What's the question?
Ange said they wins a trophy in the second season, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you winning a trophy this season?
You and me are both waiting for the answer to that question, brother. I'm telling
Are
you.
you winning one?
Because that was the hope this year. Remember, I sat here optimistic, talking about, I know I got a bunch of 18-year-olds, but they're high talent and we should be going for the cups. Games like this make me anxious. Games like even the Europa League, the first 2 Europa League games, Karabag and Fenerbahce, you're thinking, oh, Spurs won those, comfortable. Go and watch those games and tell me if they were comfortable. Fenerbahce should have been out of sight in the first 15 minutes. So time and time again, brother, we are reminded. And that's why I said to you, this season, the most important thing is evolution with Ange, bro. I can't be seeing the same naivety, the same lack of proactiveness that I saw last year. We need to see you move on. And I need to see that trophy.
It's trophies.
Hey, you said it, not me.
Remember last
He said it, not me.
Remember last week when I said, yo, I was laughing my head off that they said that Man United are second favourites for the Europa League. You know what this guy said? Of course, I said, it was even funny that Tottenham. He said, of course we should be first. Of course we should. Now he's telling me, go and watch the Carabao.
Bro,
don't get nervous.
Bro.
I'm starting to get a bit shaky, do you know what I mean?
Bro, you hear, man? Man's talking about revolution, evolution at Cock Franklin.
Hey.
Whoa! Do you want a revolution? Get out of here, man! You must win something. You must win something. How long has it been, bro?
2008.
Bro, you
16
must win something.
I hope so.
You can win something.
I hope so.
Now, honestly, I would take a bad league season if I was Spurs to win a cup.
Yeah.
To
Just
win
to
any
feel
cup.
something.
I'll take that.
Just
you
to
know
feel
what I mean?
something.
But one thing that you don't want, one thing that Ange needs to install, regardless of attacking play, regardless of entertainment, the one thing that Spurs never have is steel.
Grit.
Is grit. It's
Cojones.
actually, you know what? Let me not say never. In that little Poch run, when you guys were good, most solid defense in the league for 2 years straight. I think it was
back to back.
That's the only time I've seen Spurs. Every other manager, Wandy Ramos, Harry Redknapp, everything. Spurs have always been this team where they just want to swashbuckle, yeah, and it's soft underbelly. You know what I mean? People used to aim that at Arsenal, and Arteta's come in and kind of shored it up, and now you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Spurs need to do that.
And
Spurs,
facts.
it's too much like Ange, the thing that I don't understand, that you listen to Ange, he's a serious
He's real man, yeah. Ange is a real man.
Yeah, he's a serious man, so I don't understand why he can sit there and watch stuff like this happen. It doesn't make sense.
But the question I'll ask you is, obviously we know that with Ange, part of his footballing philosophy makes him susceptible to conceding goals, etc. You mentioned Poch, right? When I think of that Poch team, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, there's if you start listing, there's real men galore throughout the team. Is this Spurs sort of lack of skill because of the profiles within the team?
That's the funny thing is when I actually look at the profiles, I'm like, we have reminiscent of that. Like when I look at a Toby and Jan, I look at a Romero and Van Ven, and I'm like, you guys could be of that ilk, in my opinion. I look at a Porro and a Udogie, I'm like, Rosen, Walker, what they were at Spurs, you can replicate that. But that's where I feel like the system last year was handicapping them a lot. Last year we had injuries. I feel like, I think they played only 15 games together as a unit. So this season was meant to be like, all right, let me see improvements of that. And up until this game, it was like 5 goals conceded, second best record in the league. I thought we were headed towards what you're saying, that kind of solidity that Arteta managed to bring, because the year before when they had Socrates and that in the first year, it was leaking. But he shored it up, and this is what I was looking for. But then that second half, bro, it was the fact that it was every single one of the defenders was at fault for something. And I was just like, oh no, we still have work to do. Do you know what I mean? So listen, I hope it's just a bump in the road and a blip, because we were 5-5 before this. So I hope it was just kind of like, oh, okay, we just had an off second half. But that was one of those, hold on, is he still here? All right, cool. We have work to do. So reality check, man.
Facts. Let me go through these super chats. There's quite a few. Aaron Paul K says, all you Spurs fans, stay humble, eh? Stay humble. King.
Do you know what?
Stay
Yeah,
humble.
the one thing about Arsenal,
Stay humble.
They spin the block.
they took that line and they've been battering him the
Yeah.
past 2 weeks.
King G says, watching Fua doing the Wenger with his hoodie.
Bro, literally, man was fighting his zipper, bro.
Bro.
Man's trying to blame the
Bro,
cloth.
You know when life is just pissing you off, yeah? I've thrown my hat,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to look for it, I can't find it.
Yeah.
Then I'll sit back down, I'm like, all right, let me at least put my hoodie up. Bro, the string, why is the
Yeah,
string
yeah,
tied in the
tied.
extra bolt? I'm like, nah, you're doing this on purpose.
Stuart 8086 says, biggest myth in football, Tottenham's defence. Rigo's, why is your name Rigo's, mum? I don't understand, but Chance Andwin, something in his second season. The graph is pointing down. We've just discussed that. Malachi P says, in your 40 years watching Spurs, do you not get bored? Serious question. Anyway, Cams
Serious.
has more.
What did he say? How many years?
Serious. Yeah, ask him that.
Why
Ask
is
him
he
that.
Why is he adding like 10 years to my year?
We say?
I said 40
10 years? Come on.
And then Cam, I don't understand this bit. It
Tell
says,
the people, bro. Tell the people, bro.
serious question anyway, Cams, more car prop and you get your money.
Who?
Car, KR prop. Do you know who that is?
Who the hell is that?
Malachi, send some more money and let us know what we're talking
Who the
about.
hell is Carl?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe Kai. Maybe some about Kai.
Havertz.
Maybe
Kai
some
Havertz.
about Kai Havertz.
Okay,
yeah.
maybe.
Kai. Yeah, he's talking about Kai Havertz.
We speak about Kai Havertz. Taylor says bazookas to inhalers, footballers and humble.
Hey,
Bazookas to
Oi,
inhalers.
that's crazy.
Footballer is a humble.
That's crazy.
hey, listen, I'll still beat all of you man in the race, innit? What?
Yeah, I don't know, mate.
Don't know about that, man.
no,
Rigo's
no.
mum
Let's go
says,
10k, come link me, come link me. Come link me,
Your
let's
knees
go
ain't got
10k.
that. You ain't got 10k in your knees no more.
Say swear.
You ain't got that in your knees no
Come
more,
on,
man.
fam, you got that Van de Ven hamstring, man. You don't want to do that, bro. You don't want to
got
do
that,
that.
man. You ain't got
Rigo's
that.
mum says, I hope the Don still got that violist number.
It's true, you
Boy.
know. Oi,
Boy.
KG.
Hey, that violist is on retainer, boy.
You know
That
what I'm
DS Sports
saying?
are paying
Aye.
for all the Christmas presents this year.
See expressions there.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Yeah.
You got something wicked
Yeah,
coming.
yeah,
he's
he's
cooked.
got something dangerous coming.
He's
Brazil.
cooked.
You know KG can sing as well.
Yeah.
KG about some
International
serious
breaking ball.
vocals, boy.
You might bring Shadrach with.
Bro, you got rollerblading up in here, bro.
Tim AFC says, Fuad, you prepared to take your statement back. Spurs defense over Arsenal. Massive L.
Bro, you get this every 2 weeks.
Yeah, fam.
Give him a picture, both hands up. He said, put your hands up, who you think says that? Both hands up.
Fuad, don't let them cook you. Mr. Draw at home to 10-minute Forest and Mr. 14th in the table. First and foremost, Forest have like the best defensive record or second best defensive record in the
That's what
league.
you could read.
And it was like 10 minutes. And it was like 10 minutes. For like 10 minutes. Second of all,
Punish, please.
if you
Punish,
we tried.
Punish, please.
What did they say?
Man said 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
What
10
did-
minutes.
what did
That's
Joseph-
enough time.
What did Jose say?
What did he say?
I'm not saying you have to win, but you cannot lose.
Yeah, shout out, mate. He was saying that against before he played Barcelona, mate, not Nottingham Forest.
So you see what Nuno said?
Oh, I love it, mate.
Shameless.
Get out of here,
London
mate.
Noma says fraud. I mean, Fuad, you said 2 seasons ago, Destiny the dog Udogie is a future Real Madrid club. Man has jinxed him since then. Very slow decline.
What?
They said that you plucked up Udogie from Madrid, but he's been on the decline team.
Madrid, no, he ain't got enough tech for Madrid. He lacks the tech.
Furlo Mendy.
It's true, but you know he's not gonna be there too long. He's
Furlo
not gonna-
Mendy running around there,
Yeah,
trust me.
he ain't gonna
we
be
can
there
make
too
a career,
long.
bro. We'll be good.
Lamin C says, talking smoke, but you run to the inhalers when the dust settles. FBs, your chain is on tour. Tell this dabbing ass guy to tuck his chain in next time. AFC, we press triggers. We now press people buttons.
Yo,
You know what, Bez?
man turned
I
Arsenal
like
into
it, I
a
like
gang,
it.
you know. Man's
I like
talking
it.
gang talk, you know.
I like it when the super chat's got a good gusto.
I said, be easy with better
Bro,
man's in the
man
box.
said your chain's on tour, you
So
know.
when the dust settles, you reach an inhaler.
Sheikh Abdulaziz says FDD, aka Bradley Abdullah Bakola, your chain has been passed around too many times. When will it end?
Bruh, true.
Shady Shake says, which defense you guys prefer now, LFC or Arsenal? We're going to get into that. Malachi
Ooh.
P says, no hate. I saw people saying you were 46, so I ran with it. Is Mickey better than Ethan?
Who's Ethan?
Don't tell me he's comparing Mickey Van der Ven to no one.
No, Mickey Moore. Mickey Moore and Ethan
my God.
Murray.
Mikey,
Sorry.
Let the kids prosper,
Yeah,
man.
but
We
you
ain't
wrote-
doing
you
comparisons.
wrote Mickey, that's
We're
right.
doing comparisons after 50
Mikey's good. He's not better than Ethan.
Mikey,
Not
chill,
better.
man.
But
Let him do
he's
this thing,
good.
bro.
Alright, cool. So that's the corner. In fact, it might be for you.
Bro,
Listen,
this ain't gonna end, bro.
we've got like 6,000 here. We're only on 1,000 likes. Run the likes
Come on,
up.
let's get the likes up, man.
Get likes up.
Help the algorithm.
Listen,
Boost that.
I want to quickly give you a shout out. Did a big interview this week.
Oh, thank you.
Spoke to Tony Rudiger.
Yes.
Obviously, the comments that came from that spurred a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
But I want to use it as a segue to discuss sort of the Premier League at the moment. Rudiger was saying that he likes Saliba and he thinks that Saliba's a future Real Madrid player. Got me thinking about centre backs, defensive units, Premier League. 2 of the top 3 teams at the moment have very stellar defences. Liverpool have only conceded 2 goals, I believe it is. So far this season, obviously Arsenal doing what Arsenal are doing. As this super chat was, Shady Shake, you've actually taken the words out of my mouth. Which defence do you guys prefer now, LFC or Arsenal? Let's talk about the whole units. I wanted us to do 2 things: talk about the units, talk about the individuals, but talk about like how each team actually performs.
To quickly expand on that, the Rudiger actually said, so with the clip that went out was when he was talking about Saliba and Gabriel. But on the clip that didn't go up, but I'm sure a lot of people watched the full episode. Yeah. On there, he actually says Van Dijk is top 3.
Yeah.
And he actually says Konate is very underrated.
Yeah.
So in and amongst his top 5, he had Konate, Van Dijk. I think he had Ruben Diaz. So he had Ruben Diaz, Van Dijk, Konate, Saliba, and Gabriel. So he had 2 Arsenal, 2 Liverpool.
Yeah.
So it is a good conversation. Do you know what I mean? I remember me and Fuad were having this conversation about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, about who would take. Was it on SBS maybe, or was it here as well? Yeah. So we were talking about that as well. And look, I think I gotta give respect because obviously 7 games in right now, they've only conceded 2 with Van Dijk and Konate. As 2 centre halves standalone, they are at an extreme level. Like they are colossal. It's hard to think about many people getting past them. And it's clearly showing if they can stay fit for the whole season, that's the key for Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, them 2. But, and the difference with them, and we have to be honest, the difference with them is they ain't playing with 4 centre-backs and two defensive midfielders in front of them. So you have got to give them that respect that they are defending in a different way to the way the Arsenal ones do.
Yeah.
However, I'm still going to give the nod to the Arsenal ones because of 3 years of consistency. This is the 3rd, like, we're talking as if this is the 1st year. And I know Konate, but Konate is something injured. I rate him as a standalone defender, but I just want to see them 2 as a unit for a whole season. And look at Gabriel and Saliba. It's the 3rd season where they look impenetrable. So I'm going to have to still go with them. But if somebody said Van Dijk, Konate, I wouldn't argue. There's not much neither of them can do, bro.
For me, I think
fast,
Konate,
they're
I've just
strong,
said...
they're tall, they're athletic, they
don't
can
miss
play,
anything.
they can... It's kind of peak, bro. So
It's actually mad. But I think with Konate, that's the biggest thing. If he can stay fit this year, because I don't think we've had that one fully injury-free season.
No.
Said if he can give us one of those, I genuinely think there's a world-class centre-back there. And I think this season so far, the way he started it, him and Van Dijk, for me, have just been like absolute rocks. And that's not to discredit Saliba and Gabriel. I think they're incredible as well. But I think the way they've just started this season, I'm like, is this a sign of kind of what's to come? But as you say, the other 2 have kind of been the past 2 seasons. They've really put that kind of cemented themselves down, if you like. So I think I'm the other way. I'm kind of with more Virgil, Konate. But if someone did say Gabriel and Saliba, I have no cons with that. I genuinely think like the pool of centre-backs in the Premier League has probably never been higher, in my opinion, especially from like top to bottom all the way through. Bro, you can look at bottom half sides. They've got
Collins.
Bournemouth have Zebani and Dean
Palace
and Azy.
Gay and Chalobah.
West Ham have Tadibo and bro, like the talent pool of centre backs, I think is very, very good, honestly.
Yeah, and I tweeted earlier today. I said that I like the fact that I'm seeing like the return of Uncle defending. Like if you know, you know. You know the little like they're small. Like so, Van Dijk for against Palace, what he did to Gay.
Yeah.
Just sort of like let me just little. That stuff is just it's stuff that's not mentioned enough. But the reason why these 2 teams in particular are interesting is City have had a head up on, not a head up, but they've built what they've built for so long. But I watched the Palace and Liverpool game and I saw a defensive duo solid. And even when you manage to get past that, what did you have? Goalkeeper that's ever reliable. Look at Arsenal. The few times you might manage to get past that defence, what do you have? Solid goalkeeper. But
in terms of what we're saying as well, though, and the reason why I'm still going to go with Arsenal, and I know you're going with Liverpool, but the reason why I'm still going to go with it, Etihad, Villa Park, who was the other team that they
North London?
played? Spurs away. I mean, these guys have gone. They're like very battle tested at this moment right now. I think Liverpool, Arne Slot says it himself, they haven't yet been fully tested.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see, especially in his system, etc. We're gonna see when they start playing teams that are better. Let's keep it 100. So that's why I'm still gonna go with that one. I know people are gonna say, well, look at the way Arsenal played in them games and low block and blah blah blah. But there's no rule book to how you should defend.
Yeah.
Defending is defending.
Yeah.
Whether a team does it in a low block or they do it in a high line. Nowadays, because it's seen that if you're a high line defender, it automatically means you're better. Now that's not necessarily the case. However, I know it can help your team be more progressive and attacking. Everyone wants that. But just because you're not defending a low block or your team are defending a low block doesn't mean anything. Do you come from? But let's not act like Saliba and Gabriel can't do high lines. They do nearly every game. Just those ones they didn't. So I'm still gonna go with them. But Van Dijk is looking like, regardless, left small team or what, Van Dijk, he's looking better than last year. In my opinion.
Speak on it.
I actually genuinely think he's looking better than last year. Like, he's looking better than last year. He's looking. I'm not saying he's going back to 18, 19. He's not
Say it, guys! Say
He's
it!
not going back to like. He's not. Listen, we all gonna say that level was
That's a unicorn.
lot. Yeah,
That's a unicorn.
Yeah.
But he's looking.
Gone up a level from last year.
He's looking good
though.
again. He's
Yeah.
looking fast again, and he's looking mobile. He's looking like elite.
The one thing I can say about Van Dijk is, and we have these conversations about centre halves.
Yeah.
The older you get to this phase where it's, you know what you can and can't do, and he perfects what he can do to a T. And because you've got a partner in Konate, you can do the other stuff. And it works really well. And I feel like that's why the Gabriel and Saliba partnership is so interesting, because it feels like they're doing that at a very young age. Like, Saliba knows there's certain things, bro, you gonna do the scrap.
Yeah.
I'll do this. And the
With
fact
Virgil, though, you have to give him credit for kind of how he's adapted, because I feel like when he came back from the injury the first year, he was still trying to play at that level of he was before.
Exactly.
And his body was almost telling him,
you can't
"Brother,
do that. Let's find
we
a
need to
different way."
tweak it a little bit." And I just feel like he's, not that his reading of the game needed improvement, but it's just him gone up a level where I'm just like, bro, the way he reads the game now is
Let me give you a comparison.
Van Dijk, yeah.
You like this one as well. As his career progressed, his way of defending had to tune.
Yes.
Your boy, Ledley.
100%.
Ledley went through exactly the same thing, where his actual defending and his principles of his defending became so much more about intellect, because he knew that his body couldn't do certain things.
And both of them were very fast, very physical defenders beforehand. But it's like now it's like no, let me use that brain a little bit more. And he's still got the physicality, as you say. He's getting back to that level as well. It's just
I would say
spooky.
we will have to we do have to wait until the big ones,
The big dogs,
the better attackers as well. Because look, with all due respect, I mean, when I saw like Nketiah, for example, come on, Nketiah's not going to get no change from Van Dijk and Konate. Like, I don't even have to watch the game to know that. Yeah, he almost scored from a little mistake or whatever it was, but he's not going to get much change. Do you know what I mean? Some of the players that they're kind of coming up against, you're not going to get much change from them with this level of centre half as Van Dijk and Konate. But let's see when they play, you know, Ollie Watkins and Haaland and you know, Arsenal, and even you lot are in form. You lot as attackers, you are scoring goals freely still. You know what I mean? Let's see when they play against it. Then you can really say, because no one's doubting their quality, but then you can really say, oh, okay,
when it's war tested,
what's going on there? So that's why I'm still going. That's why I'm nodding on.
What I'll say, also, because it's been mentioned, they're not super chats, so it's mentioned a few bits in comments here. I think when you look at Konate, people probably often think Konate against Gabriel, that's sort of your comparison, and then it'll be like your Saliba against Virgil van Dijk, and it's more so because of like the aura, the composers and whatnot. The one thing that Virgil van Dijk definitely has and possesses in abundance more than all of those is the passing. And you see it, how much of a weapon it is.
What's that?
That was one thing I think this year has gone
and you're
another
seeing it.
level.
And I feel like,
because before it was just he had the diagonal where he could just unlock a defense, but now he's doing these eye the needle passes where I'm like, when the hell did you watch Pirlo videos over the summer or something? Bro, it is incredible his passing, I can't lie to you.
Yeah, and I think that's what, in any conversation, I think a lot of the time people often think that people are discrediting Van Dijk, and it's never that. It's just that people have to accept that top tier level of Van Dijk was a moment in time, and you have to appreciate that for what it is. It's almost a discredit to him to try and compare this version to that. Because
No one will
that
let
version,
peak, man.
that version is what people are saying is the best defender you've ever seen in the Premier League. This is another iteration. That's what people are saying. That's,
Yeah.
I'm not saying, that's what.
No, not for me, but yeah.
Yeah, but how many videos is Virgil van Dijk best defender?
yeah,
How many
yeah.
times real?
Cam got to specify, not for me.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Not for me.
Okay, we get it.
So what I'm
saying.
saying is, you almost have to look at part that in your mind and look at current Virgil van Dijk and go, okay, this guy's class. But we mentioned, in terms of, it looks like we're gearing up to a 3-horse title race. What do you guys think on that? Do you reckon it will be sustained by all 3 teams? Do you reckon that one team has more about them?
Same thing, I think. I think it's the same thing. And listen, I'm not even.
What, same
I'm
thing as
not-
last year?
No, same. Well, last year Liverpool will be there or thereabouts, same like they were last year. But in terms of will they go on and win the league or whatever, I think it's the same thing as last year in terms of That's what I was just saying about coming up against the better sides. We'll learn more about them. You know what I mean? Arne Slot is saying this. Just because it's coming from us doesn't mean it's bullshit. Arne Slot is saying himself, we haven't played against the top teams. We'll see where we are when we play against them. So we're all waiting to see that with Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? But otherwise, why not? Their squad seems to have the quality to do it. It's just about let's see what they do in them games so we can really see the level. I know Arsenal's level. I know City's level. Liverpool is still where we're like, okay, are they going to be title or is it going to be third place again? You know? So let's see.
What do you think?
I think everyone wants to
I
rush
think
to
they will
say,
be. No, I think they will be.
win the league.
Not win the league, but I think they'll be. I think I've got City to win the league.
Yeah.
Until someone actually dislodges them, but I think they'll be in the mix just as much as Arsenal. I do think the Rodri injury is going to be an adaptation period for City, and that's where I'm looking at Arsenal and Liverpool. Can you guys capitalise while they're trying to figure this kind of thing out, if that makes sense? So Liverpool, as much as they've started well, keep it up, and I don't see why not.
You see, with what you just said now, I said you think that they're going to be there. We've had this conversation for the last 2 weeks now where we said that the antithesis of Pep is what defeats it. Do you think that Liverpool's new style of play probably makes them a bit more prized to call something? Because there's a bit more control. It's not so as gung-ho. It looks like they still have weapons that can score goals. We're still not seeing a lot of like certain players come off the bench and whatnot.
I don't even, and the funny thing is, I don't even feel like we've seen the full version of this on a Slot side, if that makes sense. Just because it's been positive, they haven't conceded a lot. Like, I feel like the last 2 games, creatively, it hasn't really clicked, if that makes sense. But they've still come out and got results. And I think previous years, Liverpool in a half-12 kickoff versus Palace, it would not have gone well. And the fact that they're able to come away with that result, I'm kind of looking at, okay, that's one for the mentality, but maybe people won't look at it as like it's a big team or whatever like that. But for me, I thought that was a good win in that aspect.
You got to get through every team.
Yeah, but then, I don't know, I think when they play the better sides, we'll probably get
to
better
gauge it
games.
better.
I like their build up though. Their build up, they build up so nicely now.
And it's quick as well.
It's quick, yeah. It's quick. It's not too many
It's not-
passes.
yeah.
They build it up very quick. Whether it's down the side to Robertson, whether it's down the side to
I was gonna say,
Van
that's-
Dijk.
What's
I'm
his
sorry.
name?
Previously,
to Trent.
previously, it always felt like they were like almost like a wing-based team.
Yeah.
Now it's like, bro,
They
it can come
they
from
play
any
through
side.
the middle. Yeah, they can play through the middle with Gravenberch.
way. Yeah.
They play through the centre halves. They play through, or if they need to go diagonal, if they
Yeah.
need to go to the fullbacks, they do. So they build up swiftly now. Like I think it was Salah ended up having a shot. The move that they did, I was like, Liverpool popping it. The pass went into the middle. Gravenberch's turn, passed it. I was like, yeah, there.
It's the small bits. For me, it's the small bits of quality as well. Like, I think before that goal, I think it's Simicast that plays this sort of like.
He played well.
I said, okay.
I thought he was like, what the hell's he still doing here after the summer?
I was like, oh, okay, that's how you're feeling. So like, you can tell that there's some confidence there. I want to speak about Arsenal though, because obviously a lot of people have been criticising Bukayo Saka for corners and stuff like that. And then now it's turned into this thing where it's become a thing where like if your team doesn't have someone that can beat the first man out of corners, you can't chat to. It's becoming.
He's got Ericsson, so.
But there's someone I want to speak about as well. It's Kai Havertz. Troops actually made a really good bit of analysis where he was saying that Arsenal didn't sign Chelsea Kai Havertz the same way that Chelsea have not signed. Can't remember what it was, but United have signed the Chelsea Mount that based on it was. No, he was saying that Chelsea haven't signed United's Sancho, and it made me think because ultimately.
So he's saying
I was
Chelsea
like,
haven't signed United Sancho.
He was saying
and
Chelsea. He's saying
Arsenal
Chelsea
haven't signed Chelsea's Havertz.
But
So what Sancho did you lot sign?
that's what he said.
Oh, they're jumping the gun.
Hey, let them cook. Let them cook.
I'm gonna let it go.
You know, this is one of those beautiful ones you can swim back on.
They're
That's what he
jumping the
said.
gun.
That's what he said.
Anyway, all right.
Sancho for me still needs more time to
Hey,
actually show what
listen,
there is.
he's a
But
hit.
with the Havertz one, Havertz has now scored in 6 consecutive home games, or maybe 7. He joined. He's tied with Van Persie for doing that for them. It looks like he's got this grip between his teeth. There's not any talk about, you know, we need a centre forward now. He seems to be at home there. And it made me realise that, you know, profiling and how you get your players in is super important. Like, for what anyone had questions of Arteta, everyone that he's brought into that team, right now, if you look at it, is fitting what he needs them to do.
Yeah.
I guess the question I have for you guys is, if you look at their team and look at how they're performing, do you feel like with what they've got now, they can
Just a
do better in
flashback.
those head-to-heads? Because we've seen what's against City.
I mean, Arsenal are proven now in the big games. That's the thing about Arsenal. They're proven in the big game. Like,
they're gonna
the
make
funniest
you
thing
buy
about
this
Arsenal,
shit.
like nearly all of their metrics for everything,
They're top.
it's not. It's like good enough to win the league. They just haven't. Like, no, that's just the reality. It's hard to look at any of their stats and be like, oh, that's where they didn't win. They score a lot. They concede less. They're always up there in the XG. They're always on the against XG. They're at the bottom. You know what I mean? It's always good statistically. Really and truly, they just haven't got over the line for one reason or another. And I think now we're getting to that stage of fully just functional Arsenal. I do think as a pure entertainment value Arsenal, I remember I was talking about, literally 2 seasons ago when Arsenal came through Jesus, Zinchenko, I did a video basically talking about I would rather watch Arsenal than Man City. Like, I think they're the most entertaining team in the league, blah, blah, blah. I haven't really thought about who's the most entertaining. Chelsea were kind of entertaining and stuff now, but Arsenal now have kind of gone into that functional, effective. That's it now. I don't really sit there and enjoy Arsenal games anymore, but they've got one mission on their mind, and that's to win the league. That's it, really. And whether it comes from a cross, whether it comes from a corner, they're just going to try and do it that way. So a lot of the times, people are going to walk away from Arsenal games and be like, are they that good, though? Are they that good? But at the end of the day, you're going to look at the table and see them at the top, pretty much. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it. I remember one of my boys was saying it's very much like Liverpool in 1920. I mean, remember 17, 18, wow. 18, 19, wow. And then it got to 1920 and we started saying, all they do is cross, man. Just Trent whipping
Yeah, but I
it.
remember,
Trent
like,
whipping it. And
I
I
remember
think, Saka
Joe's-
took like 10 crosses before he ended up getting that assist from Martinelli. Do you know what I mean?
But I
So-
remember like Jose's Chelsea, where they would. I think the issue is some people are saying maybe they're playing like this too early, too soon. But of course, with some of the away fixtures they've had, maybe they're not at fault for that. But I remember like Jose's Chelsea team, where the first half of the season it was 4-0s, 5-0s, swashbuckling
and then you
football.
lock up
And then I
shop.
think it was a game after Swansea or something like that in January, and he just said nope. Grind mode.
No, it's
was
after,
kicked in.
it's after you, man.
Was it after us?
You
Yeah.
lot beat them. Harry
And
Kane
he
after the
just
ball.
went, okay, now it's just grind
Yeah,
time.
no
more.
And
1-0.
I think some people might be saying, are you in grind mode almost too early, if that makes sense?
I wouldn't. You could. I wouldn't say it's grind mode, but it is like. You could do.
let's just win by any means,
Win
yeah.
by any means.
So
It is win by any means now. It is for
the
sure.
reason why I say you have to remember, we've just come off of the Euros, where he deliberately has a smaller squad. 2 of your main players have got to the final of that. You've got remember we said it. I feel like there's going to be times in the year where you're going to see certain Arsenal players, you won't see them for 2 weeks because it's been like, you're not playing this game because you need to rest. It is grind mode. I think he knows more than anyone else that in order to win this, we can't have any lapses in concentration. We can't have any lapses in our planning. We have to go meticulously week by week by week. And it's interesting. That's why you don't see a Ben White in this team and then see Calafiori building up. You see Timber building up. Like they're doing things specifically.
Timber?
Your Dutch boys. Golden generation.
Hey.
Defense.
Hey. That's what we need. Sexy, please wake up. Please wake up.
He's looking kind of.
But nah, Timber.
He's a player.
Hey.
But it's like a new signing.
He
The thing
is
is,
a
Odegaard's
player,
out as
bro.
well, so when he comes back, that's going to obviously be a boost for them as well. Because right now, when you're looking at Arsenal, a lot of the ball is now, they're kind of giving it to Saka to create. And most of the time, it's going to be a cross, but they're giving it to him a lot. He's kind of like the ball dominant one now. Saka's always been a safe
Odegaard was always the creative linchpin as well,
Yeah.
and they don't have a natural like-for-like replacement with that. What was interesting for me though in that game, seeing Havertz's performances, seeing Jesus as well, it's so mad how Man City outgrew Jesus and Zinchenko, and now we're at the point where Arsenal have also outgrown Jesus and Zinchenko. And initially when they came in, it was like, yo, these guys have got 4 titles. They're going to help us push. And it was like, Pep was actually right this whole time.
Well,
like, Havertz has shown what it takes to kind of be that
famous
leading
culture
man.
comes quote. You can only go you can only go so far when certain players are your top players. It's what you said about Bruno. Arsenal's level has outgrown a ceiling where
for Jesus and Zinchenko.
It's outgrown that, and that's why
once upon a time it was wait for injuries and everything.
Like these guys, like Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, as people say, everyone now says floor and ceiling. They lifted the floor. The ceiling was capped. Now you move them on, and Arsenal are better for it. Do you know what I mean? They're better for it. Jesus and Zinchenko, I'll be surprised to see them there next season.
Facts.
Well, you mentioned Odegaard. There's been a lot of conversation in terms of how Arsenal's approach has been without him. I know you say he's their creative linchpin. What have you made of that? A lot of people saying that Trossard looks good in the middle, Saka's been more creative and whatnot. Like there's sort of like, maybe when you've got someone that's like that and so intricate to what you do, you look for him so much. They've had to find other routes. What have you made of that?
They still need Odegaard.
I agree as well.
They still need Odegaard. All of this talk that like, oh, you know, Saka looks more creative. Look at Saka's stats. They still need Odegaard, bro. Odegaard's still one of your best players, probably top 3, top 4 best player in the club. He's a captain. They still need him. So any talk about like life is good without Odegaard, come on, allow it. That's just an agenda, in my opinion. Odegaard's a top player. They need him. You know what I mean? They need him because it'll come down. Haven't we seen already? Like, I know Odegaard was playing in them games, but it'll come down to 1 or 2 or 3 games for why this team won't win the league, or you know what I mean? Even City, for Liverpool, whoever, gonna come down a few games for why you won't in the league. And if Odegaard's not there, you're gonna be saying, oh, if we had Odegaard, the creativity, if we had Odegaard needs to be back in. There's no Arsenal going forward without Odegaard, bro.
Gonna read these super chats quickly, then I'll ask you a quick question about Arteta before we go to City. T Laos 91 says Spurs ain't won a trophy since Diddy was Puff Daddy. Crazy.
That's crazy. Nah, that's a lie. That's a lie. He changed his name.
I don't know, you know.
Bad Boys for Life, when did that come out? I was like, 06, bro. He was P. Diddy by then already, man.
Was he, yeah?
Yeah, bro.
Not the
Puff was 90s, man. Puff was 90s, bro,
Puff
man.
Was 90s still.
Come on, man. Get your facts straight, bro.
You showed your age, man.
Hey, go on, man.
Hey, that's so funny.
I was an Oceania. This guy showed his age.
That's a bigger fish.
Don't kill me. Aye.
What?
Real London heritage. If you remember Chakadero,
man said bigger fish. What was the one in Campbell? What was that?
Taking the babes to Chakadero, yeah.
You know the Campbell spot? The
Game
spot that was in
changer.
Campbell? That club? What was that called? Anyway, I'm going.
Ministry of Sound.
No, not Ministry of Sound. That's Elephant and Castle, man. Demo585 says Kanat and Diaz were an afterthought. I don't know if he was talking about your thing. George says, Theo, don't let me catch you at the live show. Big up the live show. If you ain't got tickets, then you're missing out.
Don't let me catch you.
Hey, don't let me catch you. Yeah? Now I know your name. I'm asking everyone, what's your name?
This is a mad name. Nyashi says Diaz has already been back to his best. It's a shame that he is a cheater in Cal.
That he has a cheater dog.
Yeah, Kyle Walker. I can't lie. Kyle Walker centre back.
Yeah, that's shot.
Can't believe some man was suggesting it for England at centre back. Crazy.
Rigo's man says last time Spurs won the trophy, IG didn't exist. Last time they won the league, internet didn't exist. Fred, why did Spurs? They're trolling you at this point.
That's factual still. I can't lie. Fair play.
The internet didn't. Oh, won the league, yeah. IG didn't exist when you in 2008.
Nah, 2012. IG came
2012.
2012.
Was there BBM in 2008?
Yeah.
BBM was about BBM. Facebook was about.
No.
BBM was used by the adults.
Yeah, the adults. BBM didn't land till 2009.
2010, 2009. Yeah, it was right there. Hey, broadcasting, bro. Broadcast hopping.
So you
man will be asking me to broadcast their pin to gal.
And you'll send it to them only.
No. Yeah, I'll send it to them only, but I'll send it to my female bestie. Add this joker, yeah. She'll add him, and then he'll think, oh yeah, the ad's kicked. Nah.
Boy, you messing around. Why no one hook me up?
I wanted to give out the things, bro.
I wasn't there. Bro. I wasn't there, but I saw that certain people were doing this thing where they had first 11, bench.
Oh yeah.
On loan.
Yeah.
Squad members. Create your own categories, innit? I remember.
Squad members.
Yeah. Hey, look, no misogyny on this podcast.
Hey, listen.
No misogyny.
Back to football.
Man, Taylor says Arsenal have been slugging at home, but Liverpool have been much more favourable. Carvajal, ACL as well. Trent, Hala, Madrid.
man.
Boy,
Pete, man.
Carvajal, ACL. Trent,
Nah, that was a
Madrid.
that
They're saying
was
that
a
the
mad
talks are
injury.
talking. Boy,
That's the best time to go and do it.
boy. Rigo's mum says, Fuad, your hoodie, Seagulls did that to your defence. So he took my joke and decided to, that's fine. Abel De Vries says, Haaland hasn't scored or done anything productive since telling Arteta to be humble. Stay humble, yeah?
You can't be flexing no Haaland L's, man. Haaland's got 2 titles from your head, man. Let's chill. Now.
Trebles,
Let's chill,
records,
let's chill.
come on.
Haaland has the propensity to just go and crash it for no
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Don't,
You guys still
don't
got work
poke
to
the
do.
bear.
You still got work
Listen,
to do.
don't say boogeyman because when you get me.
This is why they're running around saying, stay humble to everyone. They're trying to take it.
MTB says, do you think this might be Liverpool's last season as title content challengers for a bit, considering the expiring contracts?
No.
You got to read
It depends what FSG do.
Listen, I mean, it's all when Van Dijk, Salah is aging. Van Dijk, you're always gonna have worries when them. They got to replace them guys very, very well. So it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, it'll come down to 2 things. Obviously,
they'll sign new deals though.
I think Trent will, yeah.
I think Trent. I think all 3 of them will.
Yeah.
I have to look at a scenario where they don't. I think it's obviously they've had background changes, so who is making the transfers, who's bringing those people in, do they have the cash to bring the talent they want in? Because even this year, we don't speak. I always love in football when something happens so greatly that you don't have to speak about the conversation. The whole summer was panicking over a midfielder. What if Gravenberch doesn't start pulling up trees? We don't have the conversation we're having now. So they've had to rely on something that they've done before. Are they in a place where they can make the signings that help them go even better next year? I don't know.
Conor Bradley, stay ready.
Boy, Curtis Jones in them, man. What else we got? Malachi P says, shame about Danny Carvajal. I think his career is done. Holding good. Trent, back your bag. I think you meant pack your bags. Also, Camps, back baby oil, Fulham winger. I want to speak about that. It feels like any team that plays against City has loads of chances, but there's like this force field, this feeling that enables them not to capitalise on chances.
Nah, that's just Adam. That's just a normal day of Adam.
No, but it's not just him. It's not just him.
Normal day, man.
It's not just him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you play against the biggest teams, though, innit? People
shit the bed.
Start balling it, yeah.
How many chances he missed? 3, 4?
I think
Bro,
3.
Come on, man.
At least.
Then Pep started coaching him. Oh my god.
Like, that was funny. I was like, Pep, you still doing this? 2024?
Bro,
I was like,
doing
come
this gimmick,
on,
bro.
man.
Still doing the coaching gimmick.
Park.
If you control yourself, you can breathe it. You can breathe it. You can find the space.
Man went from Spanish to English.
Take a deep breath.
Park Live Manager says, if Arne Slot wins the Prem in his first season, that would be nuts. Do you guys think Slot will get full credit, or will they say this is a Klopp team?
What? If Slot won, bro, he will have a statue before
team,
Klopp.
like, it's easily a full credit.
That
Klopp-
is,
Klopp, you
yeah,
walked away
that
from
would be
this, bro.
incredible.
Klopp, you walked away
If
from
he
this.
wins the league straight after the Cup leagues, that's mad.
It's mad. First season.
Transition.
First season to do that since.
What, win it in the Jose? Yeah.
Rigo's mom says, this Fuad keeps saying swashbuckling because he's a pirate. This guy's trolling.
Well, ahoy, hoy, hoy! Hey! Somalian pirates, we.
Jerk Haggis says, what would be your last meals?
What, if we're on a death or on
Just
death row?
last meals in general, and he didn't put any caveat.
Give me a solid pounded yam with Eforiro.
A salted
Salted meat. Give me some suya there too.
Puff.
Serious cold ice Nigerian Fanta. There.
Yep.
That would be my last meal.
And like 2 litre of like.
Bro, my
mineral
stomach will
water.
be so big, I'll probably fight
Die
off
from
the
that.
injection, bro. If I'm full with pounded yam, yo, it's gonna take a while for me to die, you know? They'll be like, can't defeat this guy.
Yo.
What? You can't defeat me.
Pounded yam. What's yours?
I'd probably have a biryani. What's Said?
Hey, listen.
Oh, biryani. Don't mention biryani, man. Come swing for you, bro.
It's like a
We're not even at this segment yet, yeah, but my champ of the week goes to segment.
No, we'll get it.
We'll get there, but my champ is Saeed. Jack Haggis says, if Lears, I don't understand this, if Lears was female, he would look like La Serena 69. I don't know who that is.
That could be one of the worst super chats in the history of
I
super
don't know
chat
who
because
that
I
is.
actually googled it. Wow, I saw that. I googled it. I don't even know. That's the worst super chat in the history.
Yo, we might have to put him on timeout. Put that user on timeout,
Yeah,
man.
put that. Listen, check his hard drive too.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Fairs,
That's-
man. Fairs.
You need to. That guy needs to be
Some
arrested.
degenerates.
Yeah.
Olu said last time Spurs won the league, we hadn't been to space. These lot are trolling you bad. GP says combined Spurs and the Arsenal have never won Champions League.
North London.
Alex Wallowa says shout for Cam, snap at the Villarreal manager.
Not Pre, to be fair.
Marcelino.
All right. Expand on that, then, mate. Damn. Man just said Marcy.
What? That's the Villarreal manager.
Yeah, is he?
You about to say
yeah.
that? Man just said
I was just saying.
Marcelino.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Cool guy.
Before we go to United, with Arteta, right, the way he plays football, you know, there was always conversations about, son of Pep. Who do you think he's most alike as a manager?
But we spoke about this before, though. What? That's David Moyes, mate. That's David
Why'd you
Moyes.
ask?
School of Moisey, bruh.
Why'd you ask?
Because it's not Pep.
No, it's
And I
definitely not.
respect it.
man.
No, it's not Pep.
So you're saying
Are you
David
doing
Moyes?
that because of the Pirates?
Yeah. As soon as I called me a pirate, I was like, I might as well look the part now. You know what I'm saying? With a hoi hoi hoi, hey.
Hey, you look like a fisherman. Damn.
You're not serious, bruh.
Alright, cool. Let's speak on United. 0-0 draw. Johnny Evans, man of the match
Go
performance.
on, Evans. Oh, boy.
36 years old.
Oh, my.
Restoring the feeling.
The maker, the no sense.
The whole of the United board came to the game.
Yeah.
Sat in a row next to Fergie.
Someone said this isn't a football match, this is an appraisal.
Yeah, real talks. Real talks.
Man, how did you? I saw some of your tweets during that game. You weren't moved by anything.
Yeah.
First of all, talk me through the starting lineup. I saw a tweet. I can't remember who it was, so forgive me. They said that Ten Hag must have just asked who wants to play, and these are the names that said yes.
They might be right. They might be right. But when you look at it,
Can you get this?
you know what? With me, I don't really care about the lineup too tough because, first and foremost, Maguire and Evans are probably a better partnership than Licher and De Ligt. Let's get that right. Let's have that right. So, I would say that, but it's the way that's £100 million centre halves that he spent 100 million on.
Appreciate
That he just dashed to the bench.
Yeah.
That's De Ligt, who he signed this summer. You know what I mean? So once again,
Hey, dude.
Ten Hag is abandoning
Hey, Jude.
his signings. 6 of the 9 subs were Ten Hag signings. 3 of them were signed this summer. Ugarte, Xerxes, and De Ligt, who he signed this summer to bolster this Manchester United team, were sitting on the bench. I think the only one that started was Mazraoui.
I'm doing good.
And that's
How
out of
are you?
necessity. We ain't got anyone else to play there right now. So again, it's like pure
How's
survival
your day
mode. It's
going?
pure
It's going
confusion.
good.
I've said
My
numerous
day,
times,
bro.
my biggest
I'm
issues with
around,
Ten
bro.
Hag
You gotta
is
sleep.
it's been the recruitment
I got
and it's
work
been
tomorrow.
his character, his charisma. And once again, you're seeing it. Now it's just looking like under him, it looks like 3 useless signings.
Yeah.
Under him, I'm not going to say going forward, but under him, it's looking like 3. He's already threw De Ligt away for a bad performance, but Bruno can get sent off 2 games in a row and start. What message does that send out? What message does that send out? De Ligt can have a bad, let's say 2 bad games or a bad game. Yeah, 2 bad games, and then get benched. But Bruno can get red cards in 2 games and start. And then, by the way, drop an absolute stinker yet again. At this point now, with Manchester United, look, I need you guys to stand behind me, like Saeed and please. I need, yeah. You know. At this point now, it's getting to a point where it should never be a case where you don't want to watch Manchester United, bro. It's getting to a point where when you can't watch this football club, I'm being serious now. I was literally sitting there, yeah, sometimes just on my phone, not really caring, knowing nothing's going to happen. That was probably the most nothing game I have seen from Manchester United in the whole time of me watching this club. Ten Hag is he's like, you guys watch Dragon Ball Z, right? He's like, you know Cell, how Cell needed a bit of Vegeta, a bit of Goku, a bit of everyone, just to make who he was. Yeah. The worst traits in LVG, Moyes, Jose, and Oli, Ten Hag has every single one of them. Whereas boring as the LVG teams, whereas clueless as the Moyes teams, You know what I mean? We're as chaotic as the Oli teams. We can't score goals. We're as boring going forward as the Jose team. Like, honestly, it's absolutely... You said you can do a 10K. You said you can do a 10K. Honestly, like, Ten Hag is genuinely like a combination of all of our managers' worst traits. It's actually unbelievable how bad we are now. Like, we're not even watchable. We're not even watchable. We have scored 5 goals in the league. And it's generally on Ineos now. Ineos have to do the right thing, honestly, bro. They have to do the right thing. So we'll see what happens. We have to start looking at what Ineos are saying. Because when you're with Ineos, right, everyone gave them a pass. Everyone was like, do you know what? We'll let them slide because they're new coming in. They bottled a big decision already. It can't last any longer. What's the point of assembling the Avengers if you guys are just going to sit there and be like, well, that was good, lads. Yeah, see you guys in 2 weeks. See Ten Hag in 2 weeks. Get the job done, bro. Win, lose, draw.
Get the job done.
End it, in my opinion. But anyway, thank you, my security, for you guys being here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. You know what I mean? Thank you. I think that's how we have to do it now. You know what I mean? Thanks a lot.
Listen.
Big up Saeed, man.
United situation is crazy. Big up Saeed.
Yeah, Saeed, bro.
But we'll get when we get to Champs, we'll speak with Saeed. But yeah, with United, you've been saying for like 2 weeks now, you think your season's done anyway. Like it's almost like the season's written off. What can be salvaged this year? Like, let's say Ten Hag was to go. Do you think with the players that you've got, there is managers capable of making you do something? Or do you think it's a complete write-off?
I mean, nothing's a write-off. Nothing's a write-off. Under Ten Hag and what we're going through now, it's a write-off. We're lifeless. We're soulless. Today was soulless, bro. Did you watch us?
Fact.
Today was soulless. That was a struggle to watch. Like, it was soulless. There was nothing about us. Like, there's nothing about Manchester United at the moment, and that's the most disappointing thing. We're not at least even, go for it. Oh, they concede loads, but they score loads. We don't do anything well. We don't build up well. We don't defend well. We can't score goals. We don't do one aspect of football well. Do you know how crazy that is? No matter what you think about these players,
bro, what the fuck going on, man?
This is a horror show, bro. We've scored, only Southampton have scored less goals than us, and Southampton are going back to the Championship. 5 goals in 7 games, 8 points. This is statistically the worst start in Manchester United's history in the Premier League. And do you know what it just topped? Last season under Ten Hag. Last season.
So
and where did we finish last season?
8th. Worst finish.
Worst finish. And now we're worse than our worst start ever. But what are we looking at now? 10th?
I want two trophies.
Bruh.
I got 2.
Bruh. The guy's flexing. He's flexing the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Like, we get it. We had a good day at Wembley. I keep saying good day at Wembley, but chill out. You didn't win the Champions League, mate. You know what I mean? If Tuchel started flexing like that, okay. Bro, chill out.
What's
How surprised will you be if he's still the manager after this international break?
Extremely, because as you just asked me, the season can still be salvaged. Can you check the table? And I think what's the team that? Let's just say 4th. Yeah. What's the team that are 4th points tally right now?
Chelsea. We're on. We are on 14.
14. So what's that? How many points is that we're behind?
So when we get the full table up, keep talking.
So we're on 8 points. We're on 8 points, down 14 points. The season can still be salvaged. Europa League, if you even want to. But with the way it's going under Ten Hag, it won't.
And that's the funny thing is, I always keep looking at your squad, and I'm like, bro, you lot should be playing better. You lot should be doing better. But the funny thing is, it's all his guys as well. So the fact that he can't get a tune out of them, it's just making.
This is what I'm saying. But the thing is, do you know what the funniest thing about it, Fuad, is? Yeah, the way you say his guys. Like, for example, if you say Ange, his guys. We know who he signed, Matters and all that. But those are his signings.
Yeah.
These are generally
his guys. As in his dogs.
Mazraoui is his
dog.
Onana.
His boy.
Bro, Licha's meant to be the one who was like, the Lynch or the heart. You are Ten Hag on the pitch. Get the hell to the bench, mate. Do you know what I mean? Get the hell to the bench. Like, honestly, when I'm just looking at it, like, if your own guys, who are you meant to be your fighters, your warriors, you're getting nothing out of them, how are you going to get anything out
Get
of
off
Rashford?
me.
How are you going to get anything out of Garnacho? How are you going to get anything out of Kobe? How are you going to do that? You can't even get things out of guys that devote their career to you.
Yeah.
This is
Insane, bro.
This is
insane.
It makes no
and this
sense.
is why for me it's scary for United, because there's that part where it's first and foremost it's you can get nothing out of your guys. Then it's like United's horrible element has disappeared. Bruno's not saving anyone anymore. We haven't seen it from Rashford for what, 2 seasons now. Then after that, now the whole youth and like
was gonna say,
we've got something to back.
that's the final-
That is the one that's disappearing now. People are turning their heads on Garnacho already. People are turning on Kobe already. So it's like 3 strikes, you're out, bro.
Did you not see Dan Goal was included in the squad last
You
week?
see,
That's the new one. That's
No,
gonna
next
save
one
the
is what's
season, I'm
it?
telling
Was
you.
it Shea Lacey? We're gonna have to bring him in because it's like we're clutching at straws here, bro. It's a precarious situation, and listen,
Just end it. I just don't get it.
pay my misery.
Why, if you're in a position, wherever you are, if you're in a position where you're 1 game away, you're 2 games away from keeping your job, like that's unrealistic. That's not gonna happen. That's unsustainable. The club the fans are gonna be unhappy for the rest of the season, bro.
Yeah.
The situation is not gonna just magically improve. End this nonsense, bro. It's as simple as that. Like, as I said, the season is still savable. I don't rate many of these players. I don't think we have an amazing squad, but 14th, 5 goals. Let's not take the piss here.
Unacceptable, bro.
It's
Under any
unacceptable.
circumstance.
Boy, listen, you mentioned who's 4th. Chelsea are 4th. Drew against Forest today. 1-1 draw. I think the big takeaway is that's a game that I reckon we lose this time last year. In terms of Maresca, the losses I recall are City, who obviously we're saying they're going to win.
Get off me.
Soviet, who we had already beat in the first leg. Away from that, I can't really fault what's going on. I know people are going to say, oh, it was 10 men on what this and Forest. No, I would
control the ball, mate.
Especially
You're
after
going to be a serious top 4 team.
No, 100%. That's the difference. But again, compared to where we were last season, we lose this game. Like I don't against
Anfield next. You wanted to pick up maximum points in a game like this.
The issue, yeah, 100%. It's not one. It's a game that you kind of go like, damn, we should have got something from that. But I can't be too mad at it. The issue with the Anfield game is that there's no Cucurella, there's no Fofana, who I don't think has been great anyway.
Where are them two?
They're suspended.
Oh,
they're suspended. But Liverpool is the big test now.
You got Sancho though, so yes, what?
This guy's nasty.
What?
No, Liverpool will be a big test. Liverpool will be a big test because we spoke about the defence. We spoke about them going forward.
The
we spoke
matches.
about Chelsea's defence numerous times and how it's very leaky. Those are the games where I get to see how far this Chelsea team's really come. I can see the moments where the levels definitely increase, but let's see what the difference is. What I'd also say as well is with Enzo Maresca's start, I am moved because when I was watching in pre-season, I said this is going to be a shit show. I was spooked out.
Yeah.
Because but he's fair play to him. He's tweaked what he was doing. He's realised that the possession thing with this sort of players, the level's not there. Sometimes you've got to go long. Sometimes you've got to switch it up. But that Liverpool game's a big game. What can you do from there? And also as well, I'm going to be honest. Anyone that watched Maresca last year, Leicester was smooth sailing until it got to about December and it got to sticky points. So now that we've got better players and like you said, a busy part of the season, I'm interested to see how he mitigates that. But man, I'm moved, man. We play good football. Nani's back in the goals. Like when I enjoy watching.
He was asking
you know how
last
you
week,
said,
where is he in it?
you know how you were saying that.
Did I say that? I be saying so much I don't remember sometimes, right?
You see,
not even no reason, bro.
you see how you were saying that you don't enjoy watching United play football.
Yeah.
I actually love watching Chelsea play football.
Aww.
I actually love it.
Do you know
I love
what? I'm glad to hear that again,
I love
man.
it. I'm back.
You suffered for a
I'm
couple
back,
years,
bro.
didn't you, eh?
No, hold on. No, Chelsea win trophies, mate. Yeah.
No, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
The standards drop.
We're getting
Let
there.
them celebrate.
Yeah,
when
no,
he's
it's
good
just
football. Come on,
We
he's
have to
getting
get
in the
there.
one with us, mate.
Come on,
Don't worry.
Enjoying the game.
We have to
Yeah.
build back. We have to build
True,
back.
okay.
Like you're watching, you're thinking to yourself, okay, like you're seeing patterns of play, you're seeing players move forward. Like Nani's performance. Okay, it's taken him ages to score a goal, but bro, that guy is devastating on the flank.
He was your best player today, though.
That's what I'm saying. He's devastating on the flanks, and then the goal eventually comes. So, yeah, like
What do you think about Cole Palmer's assist?
He's gonna
It's
say it's
assist,
not a
innit?
real assist. He's gonna say it's not a
It's
real
an
assist.
assist, innit?
Assist, yeah.
Here comes the assist investigator.
Yeah.
You think AI. You think that's good? You think what are you saying? Assist. You think it's a good assist?
I think it's a good assist.
Do you think it's a good assist?
It's an assist.
Wait, do you think it's a
Key
good
pass.
one? Is it a
It's a key
proper
pass.
assist? Is it a proper assist?
I
Is it a
don't-
key pass? Is it a key pass?
Yeah, it's a key pass. It's a pass before an action.
It's not really a key pass. Noni had to make it all. Had to do everything. It's not really. It was a sideways pass.
No, but it's not rugby. He didn't go sideways. He went forward.
Hey, bro, you Chelsea boys are racking up some fake stats. I'm watching it, bro. I'm watching it. Bro, nah, man, nah. So, listen, no assist today for Palmer. 1 assist for Sancho. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, what? That's Noni's own. That's his. He made that goal. It's not an assist. That's not even a key. Is that a keep? Does that go under?
If Palmer's action doesn't happen, does he get the goal?
Does that go under big chance created? Wait, hold on. Would that be a big chance created?
Ask the question.
Hold
Ask
on.
a very specific
Yeah.
question.
No, it wouldn't.
If Palmer's
No, it wouldn't.
action doesn't happen, does the goal happen?
But that doesn't make sense because everyone's action. Okay, the guy that ran.
Assisting can be anything. If you're drinking this bottle of water and I tip it for you,
Whoa.
I am assisting you drink.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Don't be tipping water.
No, but hold on.
dog.
Everybody's action matters. Everybody's action matters.
assist.
The guy that overlapped, the guy that took this
What does the
defender
term
away, this
assist
da da
mean?
da da da.
You could
No, but
the level of
assist-
assisting can
Yes.
range.
No, but assists need to be altered.
Nah,
They need
bro.
to be altered
If I
depending
even
on the
support
assist.
you straighten yourself, I've assisted you.
What? No.
Let me ask you this. Are you saying that there should be a separate thing for pure assists?
Assists
Pure-
need to be
no.
really
There
analysed
needs to be
properly.
pure assists.
You know what? It's FPL. FPL has just ruined this whole
I don't even play
measurement.
that.
This was
to be fair.
happening before FPL.
Nah.
I don't even rate that.
Opta.
This was happening
Opta,
before
ever since Opta came about in 2010 or whatever it was, ruined the game,
This
bro.
was happening
Ruined the
before-
game. No, it wasn't. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to look back at so many people's assists.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
I'm seeing too much fake stuff.
Balotelli's only assist for Manchester City.
That was an assist. Of course, that was an assist. Aguero scored within 2 touches
But that was
in the box.
Okay.
He passed it to.
that
He,
was what-
hold on.
everything you complain
He
about.
passed it
Okay.
to him in the
okay.
box.
No, I agree.
He passed it to him in the box.
Yeah.
One touch.
Yeah,
Boom.
I'm saying.
Apply the same for all.
Yeah.
No.
Apply the same for all.
How? What are you talking about?
So
How did-
so how many touches did he?
Noni
score?
took like 7
No,
touches.
I'm talking about Aguero.
I'm talking about the Sancho assist. 'Cause I'm sure the
Sancho's.
Sancho assist. was
Nico
within 2
Jackson when he
touches.
ran the length of the pitch.
Come on,
He didn't
what?
run the length of
3
the pitch.
touches?
You're
When he ran the length of
You're
the
burning
pitch.
it. You're burning it.
Come
You're
on,
burning
He
it.
man.
ran the length of the
This
pitch.
guy.
You're burning.
Assists need
Okay, let me
reviewing.
Is a tapping count as a goal?
Of course. A goal is a bigger action than an assist.
No, but I'm saying
a goal is a final product. An assist is a pre-product. And a goal is a final.
I'm talking about like a
final
tapping when the ball's
action.
already going and you just tap in. It's like your goal.
Oh, duh. The ball didn't go in. The ball didn't cross the net.
Okay,
you dumbass.
wait, no,
the ball didn't cross the
no.
line. You goofy. You're goofy as hell.
He knows. He
goofy as hell, bro. What are you
So
talking about?
we have to start having different.
Yeah, you didn't.
We're trying to have, we have to have
The
different
ball
things
didn't
to
cross
think.
the line. At the end of the day, a goal is when the ball crosses the line.
An assist is when you
Oh,
pass the ball.
assists have a lot of grey area to it. It's not definitive.
But that's
bro.
what I'm saying.
No,
You're
but
trying to
it's
make
no.
it
You're
as
trying to make it definitive.
Stop.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
trying
are.
to, bro. You lot are trying to make it definitive. You're trying to say any action before a goal is an assist.
Well, if you contribute to the goal.
That's
no,
how.
no,
Yes,
no,
that's a contribution
no, it's
towards the
not.
goal,
No,
bro.
that's
Cam,
nonsense.
No, Cam,
That's
jokes
nonsense.
aside,
That's
what you're saying
nonsense.
is that they need to change the definition of assist. If that's what you're
Yes.
saying, that's fair.
Yes.
But assist right now is the action.
Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They need to change
but
it.
But right as of right now,
Yeah.
the action before a goal is scored is an assist.
That's why.
Even
in
if
the, why do you
Come-
think
you know what?
only, only if it's in the opposition half, by the way.
Exactly. No, actually, no. Goalkeepers get assists for long balls, so it's not.
Yes,
No,
you're
no,
right,
that's
you're
not-
right,
yeah.
you're right,
That's
you're
why
right.
I say
When Company scored his screamer, the person that passed the ball to him just like that before he scored.
how
got the assist.
outrageous. This is ridiculous. See, this is the thing. You see me? This is why from now on I say in my books. In my books.
Yeah, your books are nasty.
1 assist for Sancho. Cole Palmer, no assist today.
Yeah, this
in
woke.
my books.
This is woke, man. This
That's
is
what
woke.
I'm saying. In my books, because it's
How
getting
many-
ridiculous.
How many assists did you get when we kicked the ball?
Bro, I didn't even know if I got an assist. We
None.
scored 1 goal by team, innit?
Hey, tell my man send me my goal as well,
Oh,
man. Bro, I scored the best goal of the day. Hey, listen,
Oh,
when
gosh.
I drop this,
T says Cams is right. All assists aren't created equally.
So what, you guys think Busquets assist for Messi in the semi-final of the Champions League is an assist?
Anchor Messi.
Yeah, that's an assist.
Who passed it to him?
Busquets. Oh, not Ankara Messi. No, for the semi-final.
I can miss you.
No, but for the semi-final, against Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And Busquets took the free kick and just gave it to him. And Messi ran. No, he just stopped the ball and Messi ran. And Busquets got given an assist. That's an assist for you. And remember remember that one when Tom Carroll passed it to Gareth Bale and he banged it top bins.
Yeah.
Give the assist. See why these guys? That's why I hate these guys.
Yep.
Yo,
Yep.
I am against.
Back to
I don't
first
want to
question.
discredit
Does that
nobody.
happen?
Huh?
Does it happen without the action?
Here's the thing.
This is nonsense.
Do you
though.
remember?
This is nonsense.
Wait.
This is
Because he's trying
nonsense.
to talk about assists here. Do you remember a year or two ago, people were starting recording pre-assists?
Yeah, exactly.
That is nonsense.
Oh, he had the impact before the
Yeah.
pass of the assist. It's like, bro, just if a man plays a part in the goal, give him his dues. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree.
That's what I'm saying.
This T super chat sums it up perfectly. All assists aren't created equally because the thread of a needle pass is completely different to that. Just a little pass.
So then I really hope people don't be seeing assist as a measure of how creative a player is.
No, but this
No,
we've
Because
had
a lot of you
this
lot do. A lot of you lot. But I know a lot of the people in the
Absolutely
chat.
not.
on our old iteration of the show, we went to war. We went to war with people saying using assists as a measure of creativity.
No.
Because we were saying that there's
Absolutely
creativity that you don't even see in the game that doesn't count as assists. The diagonal pass and whatnot, that's creativity. Just because you managed to offload a pass isn't always a measure of creativity because, again, the assist might just be like a little thing, but that's neither here or there.
That's what I'm saying.
The definition of an assist is...
But then that means that's what I'm
possible.
saying because anyway, this is what I'm saying. You are saying
Bro,
all
we could go
assisting.
around in houses.
Yeah, but I hear it. But this is the thing though. But people be hyping like, oh, this person has that many assists, but 5 of them are sideways
Who is
passes.
it that you're sending for? That's
No
what I
one.
wanna know.
Bare people.
Sancho.
No, it's
Bro,
not.
it's
No,
Sancho.
it's not Sancho.
He's sending for Sancho,
It's
bro.
not Sancho. Bro, I've been on this for time, bro. Even last season. I'm just saying.
I know.
Stop
You've
it.
been on the assist. thing.
Yeah, man. Assist.
But this season, you're trying to drive it up a little more just because Sancho.
Nah. To hype a player, assists should be capped depending on the assist. Anyway, let's move on.
So you're saying there needs to be a review panel first?
I will review every assist that I see when people say.
AGMO.
You got-
AGMO.
Yeah.
Oh,
AGMO.
man.
AGMO, bro.
And there's a super chat here. It's to you. It's Masoom. It's during the United segment. Yes. Masoom said, "Cam, get that chin up of yours up, both of them." Why did he send him?
Nah, he's not my line. I said that to Hazel like last week.
Oh man, should we go champs and duds? Is there anything else we need to discuss? Champions League football?
Listen, all I'm gonna say, people, is I hope you lot are seeing Lewandowski's form since he met me.
36
Since-
hat tricks.
Ever since I met him, he's gone on fire again. He told me he's gonna score 40.
I'm gonna.
I told him I
I'm
want
gonna
40.
review everyone who Cam's met in the past 12 months. Follow me on IG.
Yeah, go check.
Look, your next YouTube video.
Who Cam has met in the past 12 months and how their form has
Wait,
went.
hold on.
Yeah, go check. Dallo, I met him before that, and he won Player of the Year.
Can't lie. Yeah,
And we won a cup.
That one's a certain.
No, hold on. When I met Dallo, his form improved. He got himself in the team.
Cam seen?
Jorginho, I met Jorginho. Look at his form. Kai Havertz, look at his form.
Man, are trying to.
Yeah,
tryna lay claim
When
for
you
that.
link me,
You're
your
nasty.
form will go up. Lewandowski, now look at him. Top strike, 12 and 11. He was never running around with over a goal a game record last season. Don't play, man. I revitalized careers.
Hey,
I revised careers.
how's Rooney doing at Plymouth?
Great. He's doing well. Damn it! The Plymouth fans are saying, yeah, it's getting better now. I think
Hey.
it's 3 wins on a trot.
It's getting better now.
I need to get Cam's
Who's on
out of
the
here,
top?
man.
Yeah, no, it's getting better now. He beat Sunderland, didn't he?
Wazza, man, come on. Who else? Rudiger, watch him from now on.
No, but Rudiger
Hey.
wasn't doing bad.
I said watch him from
Hey,
now.
Rudiger, if he falls off,
Fall off. Rudiger's not gonna fall off.
hey, I hope not. I love Rudy.
We'll see.
But if
You know they tried to spin the block on you, though.
If who?
Rudiger. They were saying that you used to hate Rudiger.
Me?
Yeah, people were trying to run with this narrative that
I
you didn't
don't-
rate Rudiger.
Nah.
But it was that you
nah.
didn't rate him. It was just that you were like, it's remember when he was at Chelsea, and he had a bad period. They were like, he's better than that. That's the.
I don't even remember.
That people tried to spin the block.
Cam's
Cause
had
like, why
agendas
people
against
doing
everyone, bro.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
Listen, man.
Cam's has been for and against, I think, every player. One or another.
I don't remember
Listen,
that,
man,
boy.
to summarize this episode, Arsenal doing their thing, Manchester City doing their thing, Liverpool doing their thing, Spurs hold that,
Wait, doing our thing.
doing your thing, United doing their thing.
United doing their thing as well. That's what we
With
do.
what?
Drop points, be useless.
Yeah, listen, Chelsea doing their thing. A lot of people are saying speak on Mbappe, Dad.
Hey.
It's calling them
Do
out.
you know what? I can't lie. I've been waiting for the
Hey.
Classico.
Hey.
I've
Yep.
only been waiting for the
I've been
Classico.
waiting for something else.
I've been
What are you waiting
We
for?
gonna announce it soon. We gonna talk on it there. Watch this space. That is the perfect place to talk in. Yeah. Discuss soon.
Yeah.
Champs and duds. What are we saying?
My champ's going to Saeed, man.
Yeah.
Saeed
I
is
love
one of the
Saeed.
best YouTubes out there, man. Saeed has his camera set up here. I said it, it's like he's cut. You know that WWE promos, like when it's like they're in the change room
Backstage.
and they're backstage before they go on. Saeed is my champ of the week. And man said, how does the food taste?
And then 20 seconds later,
Biryani.
why don't you eat biryani, bro?
Biryani.
You're not serious, bro.
That
But
was
I
jokes.
said the Manny accent makes everything like
Bro,
10 times.
Saeed
funnier
is
as well.
beefing the club. He's beefing his teammates.
Yeah.
He's beefing
Other internet
YouTubers.
personalities.
Yeah, Saeed gets champ of the week.
Duds, I think Tottenham Hotspurs bottom of a 2-0 lead.
I've got
without
I've got
shadow
one
of
better than
doubt.
that. Someone that you had an agenda on for a long time. Leeds goalkeeper.
Elan Millier.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Dud of the week.
I saw that duddery.
I also have a dud for Calvin Phillips as well.
Let us know your champs and duds in the comments
Calvin
as well.
Phillips.
Yep.
What happened?
He went. Obviously, he was on loan at West Ham. Ipswich played against West Ham, and literally, it's like any time the West Ham players looked up and saw it was him. Bro, they were violent. Bro, he was dribbling. Yeah, he looked up, said, "Are you?" They were violating.
It's
They
got to
were
be.
violent.
It's got to be. Did you guys watch Leeds v South Sunderland? Anyone watch it now?
Yeah, the
It's on
keeper,
Sky
yeah.
Sports,
Yeah.
Meslier.
Yeah, that's what you
Meslier.
said.
Oh, you said it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You struggle to ever see a goalkeeper
Yeah.
mistake like that.
Yeah. Champ.
Wow.
Speaking of champs, though, I got a goalkeeper champ.
Who?
Your former goalkeeper
Hey, there's one that scored saved 3 pens.
Casinigo, yeah.
Is that
for
it?
Girona.
Oh,
Scored, saved 3 pens.
In one match.
Yep.
Insane.
Yeah.
3 saves in one
Yeah.
match. That's crazy.
Got a champ for Kovacic as well.
Yeah.
Brace. London buses.
Yo,
when he scores.
to be fair, thingy's misses. Adama Traore, I've got to put you in the duds.
The dud?
For this week. I'm sorry. Those misses, come on, that's too much,
I don't know
man.
if this one's a champ, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was a champ.
It is a
but
champ.
Pogba having his sentence reduced from 4 years to 18 months.
Well, he's still
Know what I
back.
mean?
But,
March.
Yeah,
we
true.
don't see Pogba again.
Serve time.
Yeah, but where's he going to be? Is he going to be at
Well,
Juve?
Juve are saying
back
they
at Juve.
ain't renewing. Juve are saying they
But
don't
he's at
want him
Juve
back.
for the rest of the season.
Sounds like
Well,
a Chelsea
Juve said they're
signing.
terminating him.
Yes, they're terminating. No, it sounds.
Sounds like a Chelsea type
Sounds like
signing. Seems like you lot seem like Todd Bowley seems like he'll be in for
He's
Pogba.
over the age.
PSG, bro.
Nah, I think he's gonna go to a team, get fit, and then try and get a Remontada back like in that 2 years.
I think.
I don't think Pogba is gonna go directly to like a big
Saudi.
European
I
team
don't
right
think
now.
go directly to Saudi.
He needs to go to like the MLS, get fit, get.
I
Yeah,
reckon
man.
he does one of those moves, he's never coming back.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon that's the write-off.
What would you do if you were him?
I'm PSG. I go back
I
to
mean, if they
France.
want him.
That's exactly.
I tell him, look, I'm going to be the senior statements, João Neves and all them lot. Let me coach do it. Let me coach Zaire Emery, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here for a senior statesman's role. That's what I would look at.
Let me not lie. If Pogba can rest. Can you give me 1 day?
Yeah.
I'm not asking for a lot.
On his day! On his day! On his day!
Honestly, if he could restore the feeling a little bit, that would be sick.
Le Havre, go back.
Where are they? Are they in Liga?
Yeah.
Nah, they don't
rebuild
know
that,
him
you
like
know
that.
what I
They don't
mean?
know him like that.
I've
That's
got
like Messi trying to go to old boys. Well, they don't know you like
I've
that.
got a
bro.
champ for Andy Carroll
They
as
don't
well.
know you like that, huh?
I've got a champ for Andy Carroll as well.
Andy
I don't
Carroll?
know. Yeah, he went to. Is it,
Yeah, he's in the 4th division now.
yeah, so he's got 3 and 2 for them. He's just banging goals. for fun out there, bro. He just did his thing. He's not even getting paid money. He's just like, listen.
You see Gazaniga saving 3 penalties. Did the same player take all 3 penalties?
Nah, I don't think
different
so,
players.
yeah.
I was going to say, that brother needs to be a dad. What the hell?
The same player to all 3, he'll get smoked.
Cuz.
He'll get smoked.
So,
But
yeah.
yeah, man, duds to all you Spurs fans that were
Boy.
talking loud, and now you're all crying, bro. I'm seeing, I just saw in your Insta comments, Abby swearing in your Insta comments.
Swear.
Yeah?
Oh, swear.
Man laughed like Remo. You know?
Poor Abby, man. Leave her alone, man. I'm going to try to bully her tomorrow as well, man.
Like we said, Hug a Spud campaign is back again. Listen, International Week, we'll figure out what we'll be doing. But listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Algorithm. Follow through as YouTube. Follow Inside Scoop.
Right, match
follow the
reaction
personal
out now.
stuff.
Go check that.
We have
YouTube
a lot
stuff.
of stuff bubbling in the works.
Okay.
I don't even know what he said. I don't even know what this man said. But listen, like, share, subscribe. Oh, De Gea saved 2 pence apparently.
Is it?
Throw him a
He should have done it. He should have done that.
Go on
Against,
and give
he
him a
should have done
chance.
that against Villarreal. I'm not giving him champ. He should have done it against Villarreal in the Europa League final. Man let 11 pens in and then missed his. Yo, don't have to get me.
Nah, De Gea's too
Yeah,
funny,
he
man.
should have done that in the Villarreal when it mattered. Mate.
Listen, like, share, subscribe. We'll be back soon. Adios.
Damn, bro. Shit.
Welcome back to Lengua de la Liga. This was a massive weekend in the Spanish top flight. There were a ton of golazos, major games, and we need to
Why the hell
talk
is
about
this curve
every
so
single
good?
one, so we're not going to waste any
Makes no
time.
sense.
Guys, if you like videos about La Liga, make sure you hit subscribe. This is becoming one of the favorite content pieces here on the channel. We want you to stick around so you don't miss future episodes. Now, Jose, before we get into kind of a match-by-match analysis, was there one fixture, one result this weekend that surprised you, and if so, why?
Yeah, bro, Hate Watch did not go as planned this weekend. I will say that. Seeing Villarreal get shut out was not on my bingo card at all for this weekend. I'll be honest, bro. I was very surprised. And we'll talk about it a little bit later. I think for me, Villarreal's top 3, top 2, maybe even. You could talk about them that way. Offensively, it was kind of shocking that they didn't get any kind of a goal. I thought they were the better team offensively. I thought they showed more. Madrid's black magic strikes again, bro. It felt like I was watching a fucking Champions League game where Madrid doesn't dominate, but they somehow net out a clinical 2-0 result. It was kind of crazy. It surprised me for reasons that I didn't really even think on going into the game. So that was my big one. But man, I mean, if you tuned into La Liga today on Sunday, day of recording, crazy day. I chose to stick to my guns when it came to this question. Like going into today, I was like, this is by far gonna be the shocking result. I'm gonna stick to this one unless I'm absolutely blown away with Sunday's results, which I was this close, bro. I can't lie, I was this close.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Sevilla derby, Atleti versus Sociedad, obviously Barcelona Alaves. That ended up being a rather comfortable win for you guys.
Yeah.
But the one that kind of stuck out for me, I'm so glad you went via Real Madrid, so that I can go hipster now and not feel bad. I went with Espanyol beating Mallorca 2-1, dude.
Yeah, that result shocked me.
I didn't see that coming, dude. I didn't see that coming. Mallorca, dude, we're 9 games in. I genuinely have no idea how good those guys are.
I think we jinxed them again. I think we have this terrible fucking record of, like, any time we talk about a team, bro, get ready for the next weekend for them to be shite. And I'm not saying they were, because I'll be honest, I only caught glimpses of the game, but waking up and seeing the result yesterday, I was like, this is perfect for Dead Ball TV and La Lengua de la Liga. I mean, like, every team that we talk about that's somewhat of a dark horse finds a way to botch a game they probably should win.
What the fuck
yes,
is
they
right
find
there?
a way to repeatedly fumble. The only thing about this game that we did get correctly is, I'm telling you, bro, and I'm sticking to this narrative, Espanyol firmly 15th this year, dude.
We'll see, man.
Firmly 15th.
I'll never back a rival.
Playing good.
I'll never back a rival. I'll bring all the agenda, all the bias to this. I'll never back a rival. But yeah, look, it's Mallorca. Let's not give them all the flowers in the world. It is Mallorca. I just want to look, and you're not even saying like top half of the table, so I'm not gonna like go down this this crazy rabbit hole of
that would be lunacy.
Yeah, I agree. But look, is it cool to see that little minnow Espanyol get a result here and there? Sure. You know what? It's fine. At the end of the day, I'm not even too salty about it because Barca's playing so damn well. If we weren't, I'd have more than a few words to say. But that's cool. Good for them.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about them. They're just not nearly as trash as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of thinking certified relegated, but there are a few other teams that have proven to be even more embarrassing in La Liga. But Barcelona, you guys are not one of them. Beating Alaves 3-0, hat-trick from Lewandowski, all goals coming in the first half. What's your biggest takeaway? Rather than a summary, like, what did you learn anything about Barcelona or Alaves during this game?
A couple things. One, Alaves deserves a little more respect. If you guys don't remember, if you've never tuned into Deportivo Alaves before, very recently, was it last weekend that they played Real Madrid or the week before? They were down 3-0, very similar to how they were against Barcelona, but they came back and scored 2 very late goals quickly. This team knows how to counterattack. They know exactly what to do when they get the ball. Their backs could be up against the wall, and I don't feel like these players ever feel like they're out of the game. So keep an eye on Alaves, bro. They're going to like create some problems for Atleti. They're going to create some problems for Bilbao. I think that this is going to be a team that historically has given us a light issue here or there in these games, but it felt different. Like 2 of those offside goals were rightfully called back because of offside, but my heart dropped both times because it was that close. So, you know, credit to Alaves, despite the scoreline, you know, they created more problems for Barcelona than the scoreline would allude to. Beyond that, though, clinical from Barca. The one thing I learned from their side, specifically with this youngster, Lamine Yamal, bro, I don't know if you guys saw, the camera panned him more than a few times on the bench as soon as he got subbed off. You know, when you see guys flying, right, other teammates of yours, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Pedri even now kind of joining in, I think it's really easy to kind of feel like, you know, one, you probably can't do any wrong. What's that?
You were saying, like, I was trying to guess where you were going. Like, it's easy to start hating, or what were you gonna?
No, not hating, but it's easy to start feeling like, one, either overconfidence as a player, right? Because you see your players kind of just like flowing, gelling, doing everything right, can't do anything wrong. But 2, you kind of want to get in on the action and stay in on the action. And when he got pulled off and he got hooked, I don't know if it was due to this moment where he tried to, in a very unnecessary way, pull like an interesting trick around the defender, 1v1. It was something that I feel like Hansi Flick wouldn't be a fan of. Like, I feel like he's just like kind of a disciplinarian and wants to maintain strong control of a game, avoid unnecessary, you know, an unnecessary loss of the ball, loss of possession. And it was right after that he got hooked. And I feel, you see him on the bench, he's kind of just like upset, you know, either mad that he got subbed off or mad that he didn't perform well. And so I will say that this was not a Lamine Yamal masterclass. This was very much a Lewandowski show today. But anyway, look, I feel like he holds himself to a high bar, and I feel like that's either a sign of great coaching or a sign of great maturity by this player. So I think he does have a very high standard that he holds himself to, and even when you're up 3-0, still upset with himself.
What the fuck is
I
going
as a fan,
on?
I'm hoping he brings that fire post-international.
Very quickly, do you think Yamal's the La Liga player of the season so far?
If it's not him, it's Lewandowski. I think Lamine Yamal has a ton that to like about him, but you can't ignore the fact that Erling Haaland in the Premier League is considered to be a fucking robot, and Lewandowski is matching him pace for pace, goal for goal at the moment. So, for you know, and this is a guy that everybody was screaming last season was finished. Finished.
I didn't get that.
¿Qué está
Needed to
pasando?
learn Chinese, needed to learn Arabic because he was going to get shipped out.
Not the Chinese Super League.
Oh,
But I'm just saying, bro, like so many shouts. I kind of just stood back, realized that strikers can go in and out of form. I've watched this game a long time. It's like, look, let's just see what happens when Flick comes in and, you know, gives him a little layer of familiarity. And bro, look, man, I'm not saying it's gonna keep going at this pace forever, but my God, man, the guys that, you know, whatever is 11, 12 goals, like, I mean, everyone's talking about Haaland, no one's talking about Leva.
Wait a minute. So you realize that most people have zero ball knowledge?
Yes, bro. I do realize that. I do. You know what, man? I like keeping receipts, bro. That's it. I like waiting 6 months for someone's horrible take to get unraveled, and I'm there, bro. I'm there. I'm in the comments. I'm locked in. So this is that right now.
Dude, look, like, side note, I love the hot takes. Like, I'm pretty much trying to be like a fried chicken chef when it comes to footy hot takes. Like, I got that hot oil in front of me at all times. But if you can't back it up, then it's boring to me. Then it just becomes lame and kind of like hating. You know, it's like, I think, you know, I think Jude's done. It's like, why? Because he didn't have a goal involvement last game. That's the part where it's like, look, if you can back it up, I respect you. But if you just pulling it out your asshole, then I can't.
Bro, I'm the exact same way with players. On a quick sidebar, I'm the exact same way. Like, me personally, like people who hate Dibu, for example, Dibu Martinez, right? To me, it's like, Which, by the way, guys, for those in the audience, right, like, just if you are a Debu fan, Andre, who's not here today, is a massive Debu hater. So let that man know next time he's back on. But again, another sidebar. Debu is it's like that same way. If I feel like if you can back your shit up, if you're the antics guy and the shit talk guy, but you step up to the plate every single time and smack it out of the park, who am I to judge? Who am I to say that you shouldn't be doing those things? That's not classy or whatever moral high ground fans want to take with players like that. I'm the same way, bro. It's like I do not care as long as you can back it up.
You know, there is one thing that I have to disagree with you about your assessment of the Alaves game, and that is, to me, Alaves, they do look better offensively than I ever thought possible, but defensively, bro, they're pretty booty cheeks. Do you know the other team that scored 3 goals against Alaves and beat them? I'll give you a hint. You've already disrespected them in this video.
Bro, you have to look.
If Espanyol are scoring 3 on you, that's a red flag.
It is. It's true. And look, like you said it yourself, bro. Espanyol could be better this season than I'd given them credit for. Than maybe Alaves was even giving them credit for pregame. Like, who knows? But yeah. But
Gracias,
again, I think in La Liga, so many things are. It feels like it could be random, or it feels like doesn't. And you get this in football everywhere, right? But I feel like some of the relegation candidates could upset any giant at any point in time in La Liga. In a way that I don't see in the Premier League, in a way that I don't see in the Bundesliga. It feels different. So in that one-off match, sure. But Alaves, while they're not great defensively, again, I feel like their counter-attacking prowess makes up for it a little bit. It's like if they don't get scored on, get ready for a very fast transition where there's, from how clinical they've looked today and in other matches, where they have a high probability of scoring. That's all that I'm saying.
I agree in that sense. I think the problem for them will be every single top table side that is even okay attacking will get a goal. So it won't be does Alaves win 1-0. It's can they win 2-1 or 3-2 because they're just not going to be keeping a lot of clean sheets. And speaking of not keeping clean sheets, we had this little subtopic we wanted to discuss, and I realized this could be an hour-long pod on its own. So if you guys want that to be the case, if you're like, make this a standalone ranking video, let us know in the comments. If it gets enough love, then we will do so. Top 5 attacks in La Liga, and let's do it this season so far. Okay.
All right, bet.
Let's try to do this as quickly as we possibly can, assuming that we don't have a ton of disagreement. I'll let you go. Give me your 1, 2, and 3 first. I'll go 1, 2, and 3. Then we do 4 and 5. Let's do it that way.
1, 2, and 3, easy. In order. Barca, a huge gap. Villarreal, and yes, bro, number 2. Bro, if Villarreal knew how to stay onside, they could easily challenge Barca for 1. That's how quick I feel like this team has gotten going to start the season. And then Real Madrid, but a lot of that's on paper.
Dude, I got Barcelona, Gulf of Mexico, Real Madrid, Villarreal. So we got the same top
I disagree
3.
on that 2-3. Bro, I think there's like maybe how many goals of a difference is there between the two sides? It's only a handful. And if you look at when they played each other, Villarreal created more XG, created more big chances, had more shots, probably had more shots on target. I didn't check that stat. And they have players of significantly lesser value on the roster, bro. They picked up who everybody was calling the biggest transfer flop in not just Arsenal's history, but even Premier League history, and brought him to La Liga, and this man is cooking, bro. Yeremy Pino is back to kind of what he was 2 years ago. You know, Baena must feel the channelings of inner Bedri somewhere in his body, bro, because he's providing assists left and right. I think right now Real Madrid's running on vibes. I really do. I don't feel like there's any coaching going on over there. I feel like Mbappe is sputtering left and right. Jude is a non-factor because let's be real. Jude is in the Ballon d'Or running simply because he has the stats to back it up. In my opinion, he's maybe a top 3 center mid in La Liga. Maybe, and that's another conversation we can have another day as well. I just think that
I'm taking out Baena, but go on.
Exactly. I'm right there with you, bro. I just feel like Villarreal,
fuming right now.
If you were to give Villarreal this whole season to really kind of get their shit together, and the same in a little way can be said for Real Madrid, I want to see the second fixture this season between these two teams, and then I want to see next season because I feel like Villarreal has interchanged a lot of pieces, and they're threatening everybody. And as you're a neutral fan, this is the team you want to watch, bro. If we're talking about attacks, purely attack, Villarreal have to be top 2, have to be.
The one thing for me that has Real Madrid above them, and you make a strong argument for Villarreal, and I have no issue with them being number 2 at all, is I think you do have to allocate a little bit of points and maybe a little leeway to Real Madrid, given the fact that every single team is just going to sit back and they have to kind of play the low block. Villarreal kind of have the benefit of sometimes like Villarreal hands down the most vertical team in Europe. It is win the ball back, pass that bitch 30 yards, and Nicolas Pepe just taking on his man. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, bro.
It's amazing to watch, but I think how Real Madrid has to break down teams, I give them a little bit of a boost there. They are second in every single offensive category. They do have more goals. In Villarreal, man, if they just had a striker, I don't think Barry, I don't remember his first name, I don't think he's bad.
He's mid as fuck.
But he's more, he's...
He's mid as fuck, bro. Like, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate.
Bro, it's unfortunate. He's very strong in the build-up.
Yeah.
Like, he's good at receiving ball, back to goal, first pass to Pepe or Perez, and then he just runs. But, dude, he should have scored against Real Madrid, man. And I think he's got the most big chances missed in La Liga.
Yeah, probably. And it's almost like they needed to keep a striker like Sorloth around, right? Probably needed
Dude, they had Sorloth right now? Dude, they're pushing y'all for one. Oh,
bro,
my
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Like, there's a number of reasons why that move didn't make sense either, right? The loan last season to Sociedad and, like, just not keeping him. I don't know. Anyway, like all of those things, I agree with you wholeheartedly. But like I said before, they also don't even know how to... Barry can't even stay on side, bro. And not even just him. Pepe doesn't know where the fucking line is either. It's just... It's
No,
like
dude.
if they did these little things that the top teams, the top attackers seem to do and be aware of week in and week out, you just wonder. And that's what I'm saying. It's like my mind gets carried away when I watch this team play.
Dude, I'm going to start calling them like 100-meter relay FC because those dudes, they just run. Like how Pepe has not pulled his hamstring yet is one of the greatest feats of La Liga this season. Because literally he just runs.
Yeah, bro.
I bet playing against these guys is so goddamn annoying.
Because
You're
not even, no,
I'm
bro,
just
just,
running.
yeah, I just don't even want to do it. I get tired thinking about
Yeah.
it sitting here in my chair right now. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Thankfully, I think Villarreal, I'm trying to think where they placed last season. They don't have Europe. So it's just like, imagine a world where this team played this way with as many matches as the top teams all across Europe have to. Like, I don't know, man. It's wild to kind of even think about, but they're an exciting team to watch.
Off the dome, can I give you one transfer that I think would make these guys god level?
Yes, please.
Can you imagine Alexander Isak goes to Villarreal?
Bro. First off, he's built for La Liga. We all remember Isak at Sociedad. But, bro, the pace of Isak, the stride of Isak. Bro, imagine you're a back line and you see fucking... Well, not even Yeremy Pino. He's probably behind these two, but Isak and Pepe with Pino right behind, like getting ready to feed them something. Bro, there's no way. You're literally just sprinting and hoping you don't fall backwards as they come at you. Literally. It's crazy.
Yes, and everybody would have tech. Like Pepe and Perez, they can still take their guys on. I mean, Pino, saucy as hell. And who's the young Moroccan guy, Ilias?
Oh, Ilias. Yeah, another Barca prospect.
Ilias.
Another
Good
Barca
player
Academy
too.
product. Yeah.
So that's the thing. They take off Pepe and Perez, and then they throw these two young 21-year-olds on who are just take-on merchants, and you're like, God damn, it just doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop. So I'm glad we both had them top 3. I was worried that someone was gonna have a howler and put them outside. My number 4, you're gonna hate this one, dude.
Oh God.
Girona.
Why?
Dude, I got Girona, bro.
There's
bro,
no.
hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook
All
here.
right, go ahead.
They are 5th in XG in La Liga They have 13 goals through 9 games, with the massive caveat that they have by far the hardest schedule in La Liga so far. Can I read you their fixtures?
Okay.
Like, they've been going through the goddamn ringer. Okay, this is in order. They've had Betis away, Atleti away, Osasuna home, Sevilla away, Barca home, Valencia away, Rayo home, Celta away, Bilbao home. Their average table position is 8th of the team. 7 of their 9 games, top 10 or better in the table.
That's fair. To be fair, I have Girona as like 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
Just outside?
Yeah, just outside top 5. It's not like
Vegas.
crazy. I just feel like they've the perfect example right there. What you just said, how insanely high their XG is. But I feel like the loss of Dovbyk creates a similar scenario to Villarreal and not wanting to retain Sorloth. Like you missed out on having that clinical. I mean, you literally need someone like Miguel, like we saw today against Bilbao, has to run in front of a cross, kind of blindly, act like he's going to hit it, doesn't really, and then it goes in. It's like they're going to have to continue to rely on almost just little shithousery moments like that because they don't have a clinical striker to be there and just slot in those chances when they come. So, yeah, you're definitely onto something. It's just comparing them to the other 5 that I have, it's like I feel like those 5 teams kind of have that. Villarreal should be able to figure it out over time, but I feel like that Girona's still kind of missing something.
That's fair. I also think the Michel game plan kind of benefits these guys too.
Dude, how long does Michel last in Girona? That's another question we gotta ask someday.
I don't even think his seat is hot. Yeah, we got to talk about that another time.
No, I'm saying like as a manager that could just is attractive, right, to other teams across Europe. I rate Michel. I actually think he's a hell of a manager.
When does he get poached?
Yes. When does he get poached?
Okay. I was like, damn, is he really under?
No.
I was like, he's doing all he can.
It would be the most unrealistic board of all time if they were like, no, you need to figure this shit out, despite losing your 3 best players in a single transfer window.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That would have been crazy. Man, I'm holding my heat on a stock, man. I think we're gonna see some easier games come up. If my boys run it up, hey, then we'll revisit this video and I'll be a prophet. And 5th, I have Atleti, bro. I mean, we're still doing okay. Personnel-wise, we're 3rd. But, I mean, the attack is just dead for, super long periods of time. And I think the fact that we're scoring so many of our goals so late, I mean, that's not really the marker of a good offensive team, is it? But I still think we're 5th. Although I think Celta de Vigo are on our ass. Right outside of the 6th spot.
And that's actually where that's the only part where you and I can interchange. For me, Celta's 4th and Atleti's 5th.
Okay.
So I have it
you like
spot. I like
that,
Celta.
Iglesias.
Yeah,
Aspas.
Well, first off, Iago Aspas is. I'm trying to think of another striker. The only striker in La Liga I probably fear more than Aspas over the seasons has been probably Aduriz when he was at Bilbao. Both of those guys just turn into prime R9 when they play against Barcelona, and they're cult heroes and legends in their own way. And I don't know, there's something about that. And with not just Aspas, right? I feel like Celta's taken a big step up that we haven't seen in not just last season, but I would say in a few seasons. Where it felt like in the last few seasons, as Aspas kind of works towards the end of his career, at least being out of his prime, he's had to carry, bro. Absolutely carry this attack. And I still have fucking nightmares of us going up 3-0 during COVID on Celta, and they still fucking fought away back and tied it 3-3 in 30 minutes. But I feel like there's something different. I don't know how long it lasts. I really don't, because Celta in the last couple seasons has always find a way to, in the dog days of winter, to just go on this negative run, snowball downhill, and kind of, on the last few games, find a way to narrowly escape relegation and do it all over again the next year. But right now, to start off the year, they may not have had as tough of a schedule as Girona, but I do think that they're top 5 right now for me. And Atleti, I mean, you said it. The only thing I would add to it is that I think this all could have been avoided. I think Julian was, believe it or not, the smarter of the 2 signings. But why not keep Almiron? I don't understand. Samu is scoring in Europe for Porto, but I just, to me, I don't know if you see a massive disparity between the two, Sorloth and Samu.
No, that was a weird transfer for me. I didn't understand it. I'm like, why are we getting rid of this young player with a lot of hype that fits the archetype of a forward we need? You know, like letting Memphis Depay go. It's like, okay, I understand. He's also just not reliable. He's just injured all the time. But Samu, that one still has a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, bro, he made life a living hell for Barcelona when he was at Alaves on loan last season. Like a living hell. Like we narrowly won both of those games, and it's because he created a physical nightmare for our back line. And think about it, you're going up, one of those center backs is 17-year-old Pau Cubarsí. So it's like, I just feel like there's, when I watch him play now for his new team, it's just like I don't see much of a difference in value between Samu and Sorloth. I think you could have found a way to just keep him, make Julian the change of pace striker, have them duke it out for, I guess, who could be the more consistent starter. But you probably could have saved some flack if the only big name you brought in this summer was Julian. And it's just one less piece to integrate in a very crucial position.
Dude, I just checked Samu's stats. He's absolutely balling in Porto. Like, it's kind of ridiculous.
We saw it last season. Guy's a baller.
He's got 7 and 7. Jesus Christ.
It won't be long before Chelsea comes knocking to make their 60th plus signing. So I'm telling you, man, like, Samu was probably built for that league too as well. But with Atleti and how you guys play ball, and just like how physical you make games, dude, this player made all the sense in the world. And he's 20 years old. Like, I don't know, man. With Morata moving on, it just felt like a very natural player to integrate in. But maybe Simeone disagreed.
Yeah, and let's just get this over with. Atletico 1, Sociedad 1. Basically, if you didn't watch this game, what happened is Atleti scored first, good goal from Julian, and then we pretty much defended for the rest of the game and didn't try to do anything, and eventually Sociedad equalized with an absolute banger, I must say. And honestly, bruh, if it wasn't for another pretty damn good Oblak game, we lose this one. For sure. I don't know if you saw that double save he had on.
Yeah.
Ugo Nagard.
Yeah.
Crazy. He's probably saved us in 3 games already this season. I remember, dude, against Rayo, we should have lost that game. Hands down. Like, we were dominated in the first half. And he was making saves out the ass. So I feel like Oblak is back. That's the good news. Julian gets another goal. That's the good news. The bad news is we didn't even try to play with an out-of-form Sociedad side. And I'm kind of pissed about that.
Yeah. You know what it feels like?
I don't know if you had a big takeaway here.
Yeah. You know what it feels like? It feels like so far, watching Atleti this season, it feels like watching Barcelona last season, where you know you have a good team on paper. You know that you have the individual talent to, you know, even if you didn't have a game plan going into most matches, you could make it work, right? You could find a way to get the goal, to, if you had to sit back and defend, sure, do those things. But like you know that there's a team there, but it just doesn't come together. And you have a long series of games where you're just, if you win, and you do win, it's always a stressful one. It's always narrowly getting over the line. But when you do lose, or you drop point at the last second, it hurts more than it ever has. That's kind of what it feels like watching this Atleti team. And it's interesting, right? You mentioned Oblak. I'll give you guys a little bit of credit. I know it's kind of easy to be harsh on the performance we just saw, but I feel like what Oblak is doing is not any different from what we saw Ter Stegen doing for Barcelona, what we see Courtois doing for Real Madrid. I mean, imagine if they didn't have Courtois or Lunin, right? Or I would say Courtois. Lunin has his moments, but there are legitimate games and points that those top 10 keepers in the world give their team every single week, bro. It's just kind of how it works. So I'll give you guys benefit of the doubt there. I think the bigger issue was what you mentioned before. Like sitting back and protecting a 1-0 lead against a Sociedad team that is still figuring out what to do without guys like Sorloth, without guys like Mikel Merino. Had to rely upon, a newly brought in Bryce Mendes of all players to like come in and kind of get things going. And guys like Kubo up top, guys like Zubamendi in the midfield. They're still picking up the pieces, and like it just felt like we needed to see a reaction after the Champions League game, after the 4-0 drubbing. I thought immediately this is what they needed. In the first fucking minute, the 55 seconds into the game, I know we talk about Julian scoring, but dude, Griezmann's ball. I mean, shit, that was prime Griezmann if I've ever seen it. You know, the guy basically had eyes in the back of his head, heals it perfectly to him in open space, and it's a clinical finish from a very good player that you spent money on. The manner in which the Sucic goal happened at the end, what the hell is DePaul doing?
Oh, the backwards pass?
What is he doing?
I don't know.
You easily hit, if your objective is to defend, why not just hit it down the damn line? And just let him chase. Like, whatever happens, happens.
That's DePaul, though. DePaul loves the 3-yard, short pass to a teammate. That's like his bread and butter, dude. So he couldn't resist the opportunity to pass backwards.
That's your boy. Do you really feel like that was okay? You felt like that was fine?
It was annoying, but, I mean, the goal, bro. Like, he's 35 yards out.
It was a fantastic hit. It was a fantastic
It's a fantastic hit. For a second, I was like, I didn't even know if it was on purpose. Like when I saw it at first.
That's a lot of what we saw actually from Sociedad, right? They weren't creating all these clinical chances in and around the 18. They were taking a lot of shots, even towards the end when Kubo's near hit at the very end to just graze the crossbar. All these shots are coming from 25 plus yards out, and that's just where Sociedad is right now. So it just felt like it wasn't necessary. I don't know. Maybe
I will say to put respect on Sociedad, I thought Kubo was unplayable this game. Like, he was ridiculously good.
He's a baller.
Yeah, he's a baller. But, like, I think this is one of his better performances in La Liga this season. Like, I don't know how many. I would love to see his take on success rate in this game. I would just like to say that because he made Josema, do the splits like twice. I mean, it was crazy. Galan couldn't stay with him. Jimenez couldn't stay with him. Griezmann was having to track back from right wing to help out. He was a menace. And every Sociedad attack down that side was effective. I didn't think Geraldo Becker really did much on the left, but down that right-hand side, they were causing problems.
Yeah.
Before we move on very quickly, do you see this performance as a turning point for Sociedad? Does this give you more confidence in them or not really?
Man, I think it'll give the fans something to be happy about because they haven't had much of that lately. I think, oh man, you know what sucks about this? I feel like I would normally say I feel like the moves of Kubo and Zubimendi are inevitable, right? Because I think Kubo, I'm surprised he's on Sociedad, if I'm being honest. Like, I think he's a baller. I'm not saying that someone in the Premier League could come and get this man, but like I'm surprised Real Madrid, especially considering he's an academy product from them, or a Barcelona who loves a fantastic youthful baller, haven't come knocking. I think Kubo's a hell of a player. Zubimendi, I think it's super inevitable. I think when the time is right, he's going to make the move to Barca, and that'll be done. So I feel like there needs to be a little bit of urgency from Sociedad. A win would have been better at home. So this is something to get excited about, but it's not going to be crazy celebrations over the top. It definitely feels more like drop points for Atleti.
Okay. You guys let us know how you feel about Sociedad. I want to move on to the Sevilla derby. Sevilla 1, Real Betis 0. This was the first time I've watched a full 90 minutes of Betis this season. I keep getting like the first half or I get the second half. And my biggest takeaway, dude, is I feel like Betis showed Sevilla way too much respect in this game. Like, they really approached the game passively. And I know that it ends up being a penalty that wins this one for Sevilla. But a victory is a fair result. Like, I didn't think Betis did enough offensively. I don't know if you have an opinion on this match.
I feel like we're going to... Look, man, Barcelona fans will probably hate this. Because it's about a player that we have on loan there. But, like... Or I guess I don't think we sold it. We have the buyback rights. I don't think Vitor Roque is outright ready to be the go-to guy on a La Liga, on a top half La Liga team. That's just my opinion. I just think he's super raw. He's still figuring it out. He should have had more time down in Brazil to kind of like get his game to a certain point. Because if you have to be relied upon with a team like Betis, who I think that they do a good job with the ball. I agree with you that it felt like, it wasn't like it was too much respect, at least not from my perspective. It felt more like they just didn't know what to do when they got the ball. You know, I think we've seen it a lot in recent weeks. If it's not a Lo Celso banger, if it's not Eze Abde on the wing, just decide to take it all by himself and try to create an opportunity, then it tends to be just a lot of lateral, side-to-side base possession with Cardoso and Mark Roca being right in front of that back line, just trying to make sure they don't lose it. It feels like they're playing not to lose as opposed to win, right? Where you need a little bit of bravery and courage going up the pitch. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a fantastic derby. Sevilla starting to show like they have a little bit of life. Because we have been dunking on them quite a bit, whether it's either on this show or just on a personal level, banter-wise. So, you know, it is great from my perspective to see them still showing some life. But yeah, man, I mean, this game, I mean, from a neutral's perspective, it wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be. But nonetheless, I mean, Vitor Roque just, I think in January, Betis needs to like look at all their options attacking-wise. That's all that I'm saying.
I'm going to put down a hot take, dude. I think Sevilla finish above Betis now.
All the way, bro. It's
Dude,
one game. It's one game.
I've seen enough. No, dude, it's not one game. It's not
man.
one game, Jose. It's not one game. Let me tell you. Let me tell you who Real Betis have beaten this season. Okay, you ready for this? Buckle up. It's really impressive. I mean, you're about to be blown away. Leganés, Getafe, and Espanyol. Little fun fact. All those teams are 14th or worse in the table. They're tied on points with Sevilla, who I think have seriously saved their season with some of the late signings they made.
Yeah, fair.
Betis, bro, like Mark Roca was a disaster in this derby, and Cardoso is just kind of there. And I agree, if Vitor Roque is your guy, bro, I mean, they're not gonna be a bad team. And honestly, Betis, it's a little embarrassing given how much individual talent it is on that squad, how they look today. Of course, I'm not a Betis expert. I've probably seen 5 of their games this season. You know, bits and pieces. They should be better. This team is good. So, Pellegrini, bro, figure it out. Because if you don't, Sevilla going to finish above you in the table. I promise you. As the season goes on, we'll check back in at Christmas. I think Sevilla might be above. I'm just
maybe.
saying.
But look, we gotta give them a little bit of credit. Just like you point out, the teams they beat. The teams they lost to are no joke either, right? Like they lost to Real Madrid 2-0. Fine. I would watch that game, and there were a fair amount of opportunities created by Betis in that one. Again, just kind of missing the clinical touch. They lost to Mallorca, who is better than most of us thought they would be this season, and they tie Las Palmas. I mean, I just don't think. I think the jury's still out. It ain't a good result. I agree with that, right? They were away at Las Palmas. It's more difficult to play away there than most teams think and most fans think. But I think we just got to give this team a little bit of time. They don't have the pieces that they've had in previous seasons, at least for me. Guys like Guido, right? You're starting Mark Roca when you used to have Guido Rodriguez in there, kind of slotting in. Give it some time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bayern Munich product. What you mean?
I mean, Guido. I mean, again, right? Bayern Munich has shipped out more than a few guys to La Liga. Looking at guys like the Osasuna player that just shit on Barca. Why am I going so blank today? Yes, Brian Zaragoza. Look, man, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, I know there's a good player in there. I know there's a good team, at least on paper, in there. They just got to figure the pieces out. Cardoso and Roca didn't have their best game. They really didn't. But again, they didn't really try to do anything. It was just passing the ball for the sake of passing the ball.
Can I read you Betis' next 4?
Oh, God.
This is where we're going to learn everything, okay? This is where boys become men. All right?
Yeah, fair enough.
They have Osasuna away.
Osasuna dub. I'll call that now.
Atleti at home. Bilbao away. And Celta at home.
Tell you what, if you guys don't go in there and smack them, Atleti might be on fraud watch, bro. Might legitimately be on fraud watch all the way through. Like that's.
Oh, if we lose that game, 100%.
If you draw the game, if you don't flat out get the 3 points, I think it's difficult. But especially with how you feel about Betis at this very moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna be watching that Osasuna game. Like that is now circled. Next one. Because Osasuna. What did they do this week? Didn't they drop points, or am I tripping?
No, they did. I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, they dropped points. They played.
Yeah, no, they did. They tied
Getafe. Yeah.
Now again,
Getafe defense though. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they play, full forced, fully fledged terrorist ball. Like if
It's
there is,
awful.
it is absolutely terrible. But I can't stand him as a manager, and he'll play the victim if anyone accuses him of it. But yeah, man, look, at the end of the day, it's hard to go there and get a dub. So we drew there, Barca drew there in the opening game last season.
I'm very excited for that match now for next season. Betis, I'm not fully putting them on fraud watch, but they're like on the short list to be frauded, is what I'm saying. So we're gonna see if they beat Osasuna, you're off the short list, and I'll put my own Atleti on there. If we drop points to whoever the hell we're playing, it's probably Leganes or some bullshit.
There's a real world where they draw both games coming up. There's a real world possibility where they draw to Osasuna and they draw to Atleti. I'm telling you, bro, real possibility.
And if that happens, I'm still going to be sitting in this chair like, I don't know what to say about Betis. Like, I've learned nothing at all. They'll say more about Atleti, I think, than anything. I'm getting more bearish by the day. Last major game that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
This game was a cracker. Girona 2, Bilbao 1. 3 penalty saves for Gazzaniga. Insane. Girona ended up winning it late on their own penalty. Alex Padilla, who I thought had a phenomenal game, gets a hand on it. I mean, if he would have saved it, it would have been game of the season. 4 penalty saves, it would have been too much to bear. But it does go off his hand. I know that will haunt him for a while. Big win for Girona. What do you think? What's the big takeaway for you from this match?
A couple things. I think did Sanse actually pull up injured after that goal?
Yes, he was subbed off
he was
immediately afterwards.
Yeah, you could tell. That's a giant loss for Bilbao. So I'll say that now. Some big games coming up for Bilbao. That's a massive loss. So I have 3 takeaways here. Second one, Iñaki Williams is a scrub unless he plays against big teams. An absolute scrub. It's kind of crazy the disparity between him and his brother Nico Williams. Because frankly, Iñaki, I'm just convinced now is. We don't even know what he is. He's not a striker. He's not a winger. He's not a 10. I don't know what he is as an attacker, but he's not really good at any one of those positions. He kind of just fills a role. Those like that missed PK, his movements in the box, like all of it, bro. It's I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad for Valverde and like who he has to deploy, just considering that like Bilbao are in Europe now for this season.
Can I throw a quick question at you?
Yeah.
Who's more of a Swiss Army knife, Iñaki Williams or Bobby Reed?
Like a good Swiss Army knife. Like that's the better question.
Yeah.
Like anybody can be versatile. I guess
one's got more?
You want a dull knife or a sharp knife? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
who's got the screwdriver, the knife, and the scissors? You know.
In my opinion, Bobby Reed. It's not even like I know people will say there's some like hate from a Barcelona fan when it comes to Bilbao. Maybe there's some of that at play here, a little bit of an agenda. I just feel like he picks and chooses his moments. Outside of that, it's not consistent enough, and it hasn't been for years. He's lucky. Iñaki is lucky he plays for a club that prioritizes and has a strong policy around recruitment when it comes to players from the Basque Country. Otherwise, if they just had the free reign to go out and get anybody they wanted to, he'd probably be gone already, just frankly speaking. I just don't think he's that good. But putting that aside, I think with Bilbao, three missed penalties? 3.